So, we open on a sunny, hot day in the sleepy little town of Boulder City, Nevada. It's summer, 1985, and you can cook eggs on the sidewalk pavement. Dogs bark, and all the little uniform houses are, line the block. Uh, Lawns are kind of replaced by these little rocky landscape and shrubbery, and in the distance on the mountainous horizon, three large spray can shaped towers loom in the distance. Everyone knows that's DART, Department of Advanced Research and Technology, better known to everyone though as the Loop. But who really cares about the Loop? That's just a industrial place where boring, old, stuffy, adult farts work anyway. So it's the tail end of summer, and what's more important to you guys is enjoying that. Then in the summer, typically the pools, the malls, the arcade are all popular places to escape the treacherous heat. And there ain't much to do besides that, outside of maybe getting in trouble. So this is where we meet our first character. Is there anybody who, as I turn it over, would like to kind of introduce their character in a scenario and a scene for us?
Yeah, so you see this little kid, 11 years old, buzzed hair, wearing this ragged, like orange down vest and ripped jeans, and I'm cruising through the arcade, just very casually, and every time I see a quarter on the table when no one's looking, I'm going to try to swipe it and pocket it. And I'm just going through, picking up a couple here and there, and making my way out into the mall to regroup with somebody, whoever's closest in the mall.
And you were swapping quarters. Where were you at when you first?
I was swiping them out of the arcade, off of different machines on the arcade.
Yeah. And so you just ended up going by and swiping one off of this kid who's too busy, playing, Pac-Man or whatever, and Tron, yeah. And you end up grabbing that coin and taking off. As we see you running out, what do you do once you kind of like get into the mall, or is there any place you're going next or heading to?
I'm going to regroup with the gang. Probably going to meet him at the food court. I feel like that's where we all agreed to meet up at, would be the food court. So I'm headed down, probably going to swing by Hot Dog on a Stick, because I think they're having deals on 25-cent hot dogs on a stick.
Nice.
That's where I'm going.
Heading right now. Spend some of that hard-earned change you just swiped off. And so as we kind of pan away from that scenario, who might we pick up with next?
So Jose sitting at a table, and he's drinking the brand new blue raspberry mix from Icy, because he knew that there was a sale on hot dog on a stick, so he's got one, but he didn't want the lemonade, he wanted the Icy. So he's just sitting around, and he watches Chase like going toward there, and he just like.
I turn, and I'm just gonna beeline it over instead of going to Hot Dog on a Stick. And is that the new Icy?
Yeah.
Is it good?
And he just hands it over.
Sweet, and I'm gonna try it. It's pretty good as far as Icies go.
And Jose reaches into his pocket and he pulls like the most crumpled dollar bill you've ever seen, and he just slides it to Chase. He's just like, you don't got to do that, man. Like, we got you covered.
Well, thanks,
he knows
what
he's been doing.
Maybe I'll give myself one of them Icies then myself. And then I'm going to take the dollar with a little thanks, mister kind of attitude, and bounce over to Hot Dog on a Stick.
Nice. And so as you're Chase is kind of tearing out of there, he kind of slams through a couple that are walking, holding hands with their
watch it
ices in hand. Yeah, and they just kind of turn like, hey, you watch it, chump. Says like the old.
And I like flash my switchblade that I have tucked in my belt, and then I just keep going.
He's like,
11-year-old.
What are you gonna do with that? And then the guy goes to kind of run after you, and his like girlfriend turns, and she's like, no, just leave him alone. And he's and then he just get kind of turn off and walk off. So as he's running away, we kind of pan away. Could be in the mall, could be somewhere else. Who might we pick up with next?
I imagine that I'm actually not at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
You picture in the suburbia in the neighborhood of the city. We're outside in like the garage, and the garage door is open.
Aaron, your mic's a little low. I don't know if you're like a little bit closer to it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I'll put in a different mic. I'll switch over to a different mic. Let me just do my intro. But I imagine that I'm in a garage. It's like in the suburbia of older city, and the garage door is open, and inside the garage door you can see like a mix of different like scrap metal, maybe some like kind of mech pieces. And as I'm sitting there, I'm actually working on Clara's bike, and I'm like fixing the wheel a bit, and then I'm also tinkering with a radio that I put on her bike. And as I'm sitting there kind of looking at it, and I'm like kind of getting frustrated, I like look up, and on our desk table where we do all our mechanic work, there's like a photo of me, Clara, and our dad. And then next to the photo, there's just, again, pieces of like mech pieces kind of lying around as I'm working on the bike.
Nice. So the garage door is up. You're working. What does Hogarth kind of look like?
Hogarth is he's 13. He's a little bit older. He's got like short brown hair. He's got a baseball cap on. He's kind of scrawny. He's just kind of a scrawnier kid. But one of his things is that he has his glasses, and the glasses don't really fit him. They're his like dad's frames, but he's always like pushing them up like over his face to like make sure they stay on.
Nice.
So, and while he's sitting there tinkering with the bike, I'm standing there. You see a scrawny, light brown-haired girl with a ponytail. She's wearing jeans, a hoodie, and some Converse sneakers. And she's standing there looking a little impatient. Says, Garth, we need to go. We're supposed to meet them all at the mall. What's taking you so long?
Hold on. Let me, I almost got it done. I almost got it fixed. And I'm just tinkering with the bike itself. And then I finally pump up Aaron to the bike. And I say, okay, I'm ready to go. You have all your stuff?
Yep.
All right.
Got my book. Let's go.
How are you guys getting? Are you guys walking? Are you riding bikes? How are you guys getting to the mall?
Riding our bikes.
Riding those bikes?
Yeah.
With my little basket on the front.
Bling, bling. Yeah, gotta tear out of there.
Bling, 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 bling.
And as they kind of fly out of the garage, on a little TV on a table there, we kind of push in as, you know, as both Clara and Hogarth are getting on their bikes, you know, and he's about to close the garage. I guess he left that little TV on, a little fuzzy with the wired antennas. And there's a commercial on. A commercial just ended for you know, what do you call them? The Jell-O pudding pops. And the next thing that comes on is this commercial for Dr. Thomas Durden, new here in Boulder, Colorado. And he kind of talking new treatments that are helping people get better, curing all forms of issues. And he kind of pulls, and he's standing next to his wife. Helen and I are here to help our community with our daughter, Lena. Our new, you know, my treatments have helped people with depression, video game addiction, gambling addiction, grief. And they kind of like lay them all out on the screen, and it cuts, and it moves on to the next kind of commercial or whatever's on TV. Maybe it goes back to Knight Rider that's on in the middle of the day. So as they're riding off, heading back over, who might we pick up with next as they're taking off into the suburban, you know, neighborhood distance? We'll go ahead and close your garage.
Jesus.
I gotta get that fixed, Clara. You gotta remind me to get that fixed. Put that on the list.
Yeah, I think we could probably move over to Tony. You're going to see him rushing out of the local album shop
screaming "Thanks, Bob" over his shoulder. Little kid, despite the heat, still in a full bright orange Adidas jumpsuit with the stripes, and the matching Adidas pistols on his feet. Hops on the BMX bike. He just spent some of his allowance on a new cassette tape to bring to his buddy's Bo's hunting garage. He's trying to fully educate him. So this is step 3 in the new series. This is going to be Michael Jackson's Thriller. So this is part of the re-education of Bo, but he's on his bike and he's just pushing as hard as he can because he's late to the mall. So
nice. What's his guy's name again? Who runs the record shop?
His name's Bob. Just
Bob. Okay, Bob. What's Bob like? What's he look like? Is if I envision him? Or
Bob's probably a real old dude. Probably still stuck more in the '60s than anything, but he's super knowledgeable about music, and because Tony's father is a mastering engineer, they're able to actually have conversations. His music knowledge is actually very broad. Tony just prefers hip hop.
Yeah.
But yeah, they talk about all sorts of music. But Bob is like a real old rocker dude, long hair, but balding back to the middle. And just a still dude, sells records, sells vinyls, but today's a cassette.
So as you're tearing out of there, he's like, "Oh, Tony, man, you gotta slow down sometimes." He's like, Tony's off in the distance, heading towards the mall.
Can I have built a speaker into Tony Simmons' bike?
Sure.
Please.
Why don't you give me a tinker, or would you call it a program?
If it's mechanical like that, probably tinker.
Tinker. Why don't you give me a tinker check and see? We'll say you did it, but let's see if it's effective. Like, let's see if it works. Like, as we kind of pull down, we see the little speaker hanging super, just like
full on data.
Yeah.
Hey, but if it works, it's gonna be like Marty with his guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta fail.
Okay. So the little speakers like kind of just chirping on your thing, Tony, but nothing's coming through. You just
Okay, so apparently Tony's box is still in his basket, even though there's a speaker to tie to the front of it. But
you
good.
still know at least that, like, you know that he's trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
And so we got, last but not least, where do we find our boy Bo?
All right, so the camera pans out and shoots across the outskirts of town, where it's just farmland as far as you could see, trees, fields, all types of things. The camera starts to pan into a barn, and you see a pretty rotund, but not obesely. He's kind of stocky. 13-year-old working on a tractor. All you hear from it is, "Gosh damn it, just come," and takes a crowbar and you hear, "Dang, come on, work." Haven't worked for ages, come on, work. And hits it again, and out of nowhere the tractor starts up, and he goes, "Oh, hallelujah, thank you, Lord." All right. Now we got that done, and he looks at the clock in the barn and goes, "Gosh, Dad, I got to get to the mall. Castro's going to be pissed." And he starts to run through the field in his overalls and cowboy boots and hops on a ATV, very run down, no like plastic on it whatsoever. It is motor and frame and a seat that he made from a stool that his dad was going to throw away. And
Nice.
he starts tearing through the field and going through the forest for shortcuts.
Yeah. And so as he's flying off down the road, we get to kind of a cool landscape, kind of shots of the Boulder City, of just the open land out there. And in the distance, you can see like a couple of magnetrine just ships hovering over the landscape. They almost look like industrial, large, almost imagine the size of locomotives with plates on the bottoms instead of wheels that just kind of keep them floating through the sky. Across the open cactus, riddled landscape, there every now and then Hayward, Bo, you come across just little robotic contraptions. They look like almost like industrial mechanical contraptions that are have been used in the past 20, 30 years by the loop for various types of measurements and things like that out there, but not strange at all to you. Back at the mall, because I think Chase ran off, so I think right now everyone hasn't arrived back. So Jose, you're kind of sitting there waiting for everyone to arrive. What were you eating or drinking something? Were you having?
He was just checking out, the Slurpee and the icy, and he's got one of the hot dogs just like sitting there because he's waiting for Chase to get back, and he's just like spying, and he's also kind of like hunched back down, like so, like his chin is like almost level with the table because he's trying to avoid the cheerleaders who've been sticking him in lockers.
Yeah.
So he's kind of keep like super low profile. He's almost like this.
Yeah. And while he's sitting there, kind of like sitting like that, out of nowhere, this he's like one of the cheerleaders. Like there's a jog version of a cheerleader, just comes over and slaps all of his, his drink, his everything into Jose's face. He's like, and everyone kind of around laughs. He goes, "Take that, weirdo, freaking freak!" and he goes, "Dude," he's like, you got to get like a whole new deal. What's your deal, man? And he's
hey, do you like magic?
You gonna do a magic trick for me?
I am. Watch. Ready? Watch.
That's going. He grabs you by the finger and starts to kind of bend it back, and then right to where it feels like it's gonna break, he lets you go. And this kid is as Billy Thompson, and just a huge dick in your life. And he walks off, and he's gone. And right at that moment, you're sitting there covered in a bit of the stuff that's all over you, and then your friend starts showing up. So I'll allow you guys to kind of like who shows up first, how you guys all show up, and you guys see Jose kind of sitting there a little frustrated.
Did I see the bullying?
Yeah, I imagine you were far off, but like by the time you got back, it was done, and Billy's nowhere in sight, kind of deal.
Okay, but I did see it kind of happen a little bit.
Yeah, you saw it happen.
All right. So then I'm gonna arrive, and I just put the icy down in front of Jose. You can have mine. You want me to stab that guy?
Don't worry about it. No, I don't want you going anywhere.
All right, I'll just sit down. Where is everybody? Thought we said.
Yeah, I imagine that Clara and I finally arrive and we bike in, and then maybe those bullies or Billy, like they walk past us, like just happenstance they walk past us.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking in, the sweatshirt's coming off. I have a t-shirt. I'm all sweaty because I don't know why I wore a sweatshirt to ride the bike to the mall in the heat. But I'm all sweaty. You just see my hair's all sort of like, we're late again.
I know. I don't fix it as well as Dad, but let's get going. Let's go find.
What do you guys meet at the mall? What do you guys usually meet at the mall to do? Or like you just hang out at the mall, or you just meet
hang
there
out,
somewhere else?
have some air conditioning, and then decide what we want to do. It's so boring being here in this town.
Yeah, because in my house, my dad's just like, unless it's 115, that AC ain't coming on. Yeah. And even then, like if the AC does come on, then you're putting blankets on all the doors, like you're nailing it down, so like you're in that room like a sound station. And you better not complain that you're cold.
Assuming Tony probably catches up with Garth and Clara near the entrance of the mall. He was running a little late as well.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Garth? What's up, Tony?
Hey guys, just picked up some Michael Jackson and ready to hang out today. What you guys doing?
Good. How's that speaker?
It's a nice gift, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, man. Anytime. And I pat him on the shoulder and I walk away.
He tries to tap on it to see if he can get it to work at all, but
Yeah, I walk away. I think it's great, and I just walk away.
So when we get to the food court, I just flop down in one of the chairs, pull out my book, and start reading.
What are you reading?
I'm reading just a kid novel, something for that probably high schoolers read, even though I'm only 11. But just read. I've always reading something. Read lots of books.
Yeah. Bo, I imagine you're pulling up around now in the.
He's going to be arriving a little later than everybody further out. But yeah, Bo finally riding through the forest. And
we can even move ahead in time. We can say like they're somewhere, they don't have to be in the food court necessarily when they meet up with you.
Bo finally arrives to the mall. And he stands in that entranceway where it's like just pure ice, cold AC. And you just stand there and go, oh, this is the best right here. I swear. Oh, I wish I had this in my house. And he looks forward and sees the food court and goes through the door and starts running towards the food court. So fast walking for Bo. And kind of just like looks around, tries to find mainly Jose Castro, his friend, just trying to spot him.
Hey, cabron.
All right, I'll be right there. Gonna go get food. I'm starving. And he
Got you.
Never mind. And runs towards him.
Now they're all sitting there. They're all together. Some of the woes of being, bullied have kind of washed away from Jose now that his crew is there. I'm sure if Bo would have saw those bullies, there would have been a full-on, fight if he was there anytime sooner. But what do they do all at the table together, or maybe what are they planning? What are they doing with the last few days of their summer?
We'll start chowing down on hot dog on a stick.
So they're eating right now. Yep.
Hey, so you guys know the priest in the church, like, Father Joseph. So last time my grandfather was okay, he was saying that like he just disappeared. He just nobody's seen him.
What do you mean? He just disappeared?
That's what my grandfather was saying last time he was okay. Like, he just disappeared. Like, they went to the church and my grandfather was like gonna go light a candle for my grandmother, and there was like a new priest, and they're just like, we don't know where he went. So you guys heard anything besides that?
No.
When was that?
They said it was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. He's probably dead. It was 2 weeks ago.
That's a little extreme there, don't you think, Chase?
Well,
I mean,
it's what happens. People disappear and then they die. That's how it works.
Maybe
people can move
somewhere cooler. Gosh, this place is
yeah,
hot.
Exactly. Claire understands. Like, come on, you moved here. God knows why you did, but you did.
Well,
so
I don't know why either. They were the next on the list. Doesn't matter, but
hey, Chase, we're glad. And he like slaps him in the back. He's like, we're glad you're here, man. You're like family. So you're
yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe that guy just moved away from this town.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
know
not
he
much.
moved to a real city.
What you mean?
You know I'm from New York, man. This place sucks.
I mean, it has its downfalls, I'm sure, like every city, but you just gotta find the charm in it. I mean, where else you gonna be with like beautiful countrysides and at fields as far as you can see? It's amazing. You just gotta look on it.
Oh, we really got to get you to a city, man.
Tony, I told you, man.
Hey, Tony.
I've never
Tony,
left town. All right.
Did you get those records? Did you get the albums I told you to get?
Yes. Why don't you remind me what records I picked up besides Thriller?
No. That was it.
Okay.
He's got to hear that, man. You know, look, we have to school him. We know he lives out in the sticks.
What are you talking about, Thriller?
Oh man. So okay. So like Michael Jackson, like he did this album, but one of my cousins had his VCR because he just got MTV. He recorded the music video. It's like a damn movie, y'all.
What's playing over like the PA system of the mall? Like, is it anything near Michael Jackson?
Is it anything near Michael Jackson that's playing right now?
Yeah, that's the PA of the mall.
Probably fucking Cyndi Lauper.
I imagine, yeah, it's probably something like that. Some real poppy, like a girl.
Chiba.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go and hack into the PA system and play Michael Jackson.
Okay. And what song are you trying to play over the? And where would you? First of all, you give me your investigation to see if you can like locate where that is.
I'm tagging along with him.
Tony points at him. He's like, "I have a boombox right here, but I mean, I guess that's cool."
Yeah, he's got the cassette.
Oh, yeah.
Jose's gonna go with
do your thing. Do your thing.
No, let's do that. Let's use that. That's not gonna involve. Let's just use that thing.
All right, so Tony will throw Thriller in the boombox and slide it over to Castro.
Throw a Thriller in there for him to check out. So it
like,
starts.
"Oh, watch this, man. You gotta listen, all right."
So it starts that kind of like slow momentum, and
Or Tony gets up and starts reenacting the whole whole music video.
It's buffering. It's buffering. But imagine the beginning of Thriller is playing.
That's on par with the boombox nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe you gotta rewind the cassette tape.
Yeah.
Did you put it on the right side? Sometimes you flip them over, they have it on the other side.
Hey, Bo, just hit it.
I'm gonna hit that.
It works every time your stuff breaks down, man.
All right.
Do not hit my boombox with your crowbar.
I don't have a crowbar. I was just gonna hit it with my hand.
So
I don't hear anything, guys.
Push it
We're gonna take it out and blow on the
started.
Stop talking. You guys can't hear.
So he starts playing this in the middle of the food court, and you notice like a few people kind of like first look over like, what's this guy doing? And it's competing with the sound over that's the pop music that's playing overhead. But even you can see a few people like eating their hot dog on a stick, kind of like we see you, Tony, kind of for a second. Gets a couple looks. I don't know how Bo's reacting to this, but
there ain't enough guitar in this. I'm sorry, but I mean, where's the strumming and stuff like?
You don't hear that bass line?
I just don't know, man. Like,
so literally on that moment, I would like to transition the scene, but I don't. I want to ask the players, how do you guys feel? Is everybody kind of got everything else they kind of want to share here, or how you guys feeling? Any objections? Okay. So where do you guys think you would have probably head to after the mall, like later on in the day?
Is there a hideout that we established?
You guys do have
It's way out in the boonies, so if we were going there, we probably should have done it earlier in the day.
it's a ways away.
Or did we want to go check out the church and see what's up with the missing priest?
I mean, buddy, Castro, man, maybe he just moved, all right? Like, people do that. I've seen people come and go since I've been here.
Yeah, but guys, look, we only got a couple days left. Like, what if this is like our Goonies moment?
Like,
I haven't seen that
Like
yet.
our what moment?
Oh, damn, man.
In theaters right now.
That's why I don't.
I literally work on my farm all day long. This is the only time I get to hang out with you.
Maybe let's go watch that right now. We'll just sneak in.
So they head.
Is there a movie theater in this podunk town?
Yeah, there's a little shoddy movie theater downtown Boulder City.
Bo, you got that crowbar on the ATV?
Yeah, it's there. I don't really leave the house without it, to be honest. Seems to fix everything, really. But, Chase, buddy, how in tarnation you gonna get me through doors? Sneakily like, I'm kinda out there.
What? It's just the movie theater. You just got to get you into the theater without them paying too much attention. We go in there, we can cause a distraction. You know, Tony can like dance, and that would distract them. You know, and if anyone tries to start anything, I'll just I'll just show them my knife, and then they'll leave us alone.
Wait, you still carry that damn thing? I thought
Of course I carry it.
I told him one of the days he's just gonna cut off his damn wiener, man.
I'm not gonna cut off my wiener.
Like,
How's Clara doing? Is she just still in her head in her book?
Like, Clara, will you please tell
She's
him?
shaking her head. These kids, these boys, they just don't know what they're doing. I can cause a distraction. All I need to do is cry that I'm missing my mommy, and they'll all pay attention to me.
That's a great idea.
I didn't know.
Clara distracts them. We sneak in and we watch the Goonies.
Do you even know if the Goonies is playing?
No, I haven't checked. We should go by and check at least.
Guys, it's the only movie in the theater. There's only one screen.
This scene
so do we know which one?
This scene is every D&D episode where you guys have more than two.
What do we do?
And they're just like, let's just.
Tony's just in line at the ticket booth. Like, why is everybody trying to sneak in? Buy a ticket and then you go sit down and you watch the movie. That's how this works.
So Jose finally sees him and he's just like, "Damn it, Tony!" He reaches into his pocket and he just like starts pulling bills out.
I thought we were still at the mall. You guys are at the movie theater?
I thought we were leaving.
Not at the mall? What kind of town is this?
No, I was waiting for you to tell me where you were going. So it sounded like we were going
we're going to the movie
theater. And then there was the church. And then there was the
hangout.
The hangout.
The hangout ain't happening, folks.
Okay. Yeah, the hangout's at Bo's house. So unless we're all hopping on the back of the ATV.
How y'all going to have a hangout y'all can't get to? It's too far.
Right?
Can they all hop on this
I've been telling these guys this for 6 months.
Listen, it only started with me and Jose, all right, and then everyone else just followed through.
Maybe Hogarth can put some magnetrine engine on the ATV and make it hover at some point. I don't know.
I mean, Bo, we can try to go back to my dad's shop and try to get some.
There's a fourth option.
Yeah, I mean. You want to go? We can go back to the shop, and I can try to get that ATV moving a lot faster.
I mean, never really thought about that. I've been working on the tractor for so long. Never really thought about working on it. Do you think it could happen? Like, you reckon it'd work?
I need some material. I mean, if you can gather some scraps and stuff, and maybe we can try to hit the junkyard for some magnetron pieces. But yeah, I think we can try to make it work.
That's no problem. I go in there all the time.
Okay, so movies are back to science. We're doing that now. Is that the plan to go back to your garage?
One option is we can go back to Garth's place because it's probably a little bit closer to the mall, and probably just work at the garage and hang out there.
Okay. Anyone against that?
That sounds fine.
Bo's definitely not against that at all. Like. He's not for anything.
All right. So as the party, that scene kind of ends there with, I imagine want to kind of pick up and kind of montage it from where, if you kind of imagine your mind, Thriller was playing once they decided, you know what, let's just go back to Hogarth's place. And the music is kind of playing as we're watching Bo on his ATV. I don't know if whoever had bikes, right, Clara and Hogarth buying their bikes. I don't know if there's anybody sitting on the ATV.
I'm sitting on the
like
ATV
crazy.
for sure.
Okay, so Chase is on the ATV. It's a little switchblade in his pocket. Shirt's kind of billowing in the wind. Where's Jose? And I think we lost our B-boy for a second, but hopefully he'll.
I have like pegs on the back of my bike, so I tell Jose to like, hey, hop on my pegs, and then he just props on.
And so the Thriller is still playing, and in the sun, I imagine you guys were at the mall for a while. For a second, I was going to say you even maybe went to the movies, but sounds like we're just heading straight there. So, like, it's a little bit, whatever ended up happening is, like, maybe he's just farther out, but it's a little bit later in the day. So, it's, like, maybe around 6. The sun is still out, but it's kind of starting to get a little bit cooler, and we're kind of vibing off of that Thriller. And towards the end of that, you see, as you're riding, Bo, and also all of you are riding, 100 yards up, someone's in the middle of the dirt, open, sandy road on either side. In the middle of the road, there's someone walking. It's kind of looking very zombie-like, but just moving backwards. And as it comes into view, as you get a little bit closer, it looks like it's Billy. Billy Thompson, who just was talking about that shit to Jose. But he looks completely out of his mind. He's not literally a zombie, but he just looks like, is this kid on drugs? I mean, you see him kind of contorting. He's wearing his varsity cheerleading jacket. They have those, and he's like, or whatever that signal on it that lets you know from the school. And you see him standing there. What do you guys do in the middle of the road?
Hey, Garth. Yeah, Billy, man.
And I kind of like stopped the bike really quick, and I said, "Yeah, is that the reason why you got blue all over your shirt?"
Yeah, man. But look at him. What?
I like get off the bike, and I don't know where Clara is in relation to me, but like I'm always gonna stand between like Clara and whatever's in front of me.
Yeah, I would have stopped behind him and just looking at him. What's wrong with that guy?
Hey, Chase, is that Billy, man?
Yeah, looks like the guy was messing with you. I didn't stab him, though. I didn't do this.
Wait. What the hell you mean messing with?
So he was messing with Jose over at the
Why
food
in the hell
court.
you tell me something?
You just got there. It's not your problem, man. Don't even worry
I offered to
about it.
stab him, and he
I
was like,
don't-
no, don't stab people, Chase. And so I didn't go stabbing him.
He looks like he's kind of trying to walk towards you all like, help me. I don't
Chase,
know
can you hand me my
what's
crowbar
happening.
right there on your right side there, buddy?
Yeah.
This kid's getting closer. He's now maybe like I don't know, closing in maybe 100 instead of 100 yards. He's probably like a couple hundred feet away.
But he's saying, help me?
No cars have driven by or anything like that. Sun is kind of setting late in the sky. Air's still dry and a bit humid. And there's this kid reaching out. He starts to kind of take his jacket off like, and then he kind of drops down on his knees.
Bo gets off his ATV and the shocks go from this to that.
Yeah.
Because he's a pretty heavy boy. Gets off with his crowbar in his hand and goes, Billy, why the hell are you messing with my buddy?
Hey, Bo, man. No, man, he don't look good, bro.
No, Jose, I told you, man, I don't stand for that, all right?
Yeah, but look at him.
So he's no longer walking. He's on his knees in the middle of the road.
Billy,
I'm gonna get off my bike and sort of walk around and sort of try to take a closer look to see what I can see. What's wrong with him?
Hey, Bo, man, don't get too near him, man. That's how that zombie stuff starts, man. And Clara, what
Zombies aren't real. Come on.
Thank you, Claire. Jose, you've been reading those comics too damn much, all right, buddy?
What you talking about? Look, I told you all. Like my cousin who came from Cuba was telling us about that stuff with that voodoo doctor, and like, come on, man, this stuff is real.
So I'm gonna help Clara get closer. I'm still between her, but me and Clara are like getting a little bit closer just to see kind of what his condition and if there's anything that like stands out about him. Like, does he look like he's having some sort of like
medical
virus? Yeah, like what's...
Bo is approaching as well with crowbar in hand.
Yeah, you want to give me a comprehend, Hogarth, as you get a little bit closer to him?
Clara, I think I'll help Clara.
Clara. Well, yeah, you can help. Okay, Clara, give me a comprehend, and Hogarth help Clara.
Sure, you get a extra die for me helping you.
Okay.
And actually, you're gonna get another one because I've got investigate as one of mine. So.
Okay, so I got 3 6s.
Nice. And so, Clara, as you approach and you look at him, he looks like he is gone crazy. He's not breathing hard. It appears that he's not having I mean, it could be, but it doesn't feel like he's about to die. He slowly just starts breathing softly, very calmly. But he's looking up at the sky, and his eyes have almost kind of rolled back in his head, and he just seems very calm. And then he went from kind of like trying to say something like, oh, and then he goes very quiet, and his eyes roll back, and he looks at you, Clara. And then I don't know if there's questions you can ask for that, but he pretty much kind of collapses down on his side, and he's still alive, but he's just breathing very shallowly, but it's like he's just not there.
Successes, you can ask 2 questions, Clara, and then you can buy bonus effects if you want, where you can ask an additional question and you get a +1 if you use that information.
Okay. So you already said he doesn't look like there's anything physically wrong. It looks like it's something mental, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd already said that? Okay. So where did he come from?
So in terms of it looks like he's been wandering, and he's been wandering. I know the direction that you guys are heading. It takes you towards, you guys are heading over towards your guys' home, but you also know that on the same road, if you keep going, it goes out to the kind of like the farm country, closer out where near the Hoover Dam is, closer to where even Bo lives, where most of the farm land is. And after that, as he's kind of like laying there on the ground, we kind of slowly fade to black and have our opening for this evening. All right, so welcome to Mixtape Mysteries, Chapter 1, Where Is My Mind, by the Pixies. The song didn't come out till 1988. I know that, and we're playing in 85, but it's alternate dimension, so let's just leave it at that.
I mean, the song you played for me didn't come out until like 2000.
We open back up right there where the kid is on the ground, and I'll leave it to you guys. You could just move on and go about your evening. You can leave him where he is. Remember, we don't want a cell phone, so like, what do you do with this kid? Did you guys stick around a little bit longer in that scene? And if so, we'll just kind of pick back up with Clara looking over him and see what we decide to do next. Oh, Jason's waiting. Sorry. Oh, he was probably waiting for a minute while I wasn't paying attention. There he goes. Jason, how long you been waiting?
Forever.
How long were you waiting? How long did I have you in limbo?
I mean, I came back probably a minute after I left. So.
Dang. Okay, so for a little bit.
I just found out there's like a Stranger Things drive-in thing coming to LA in October. So I was happy. I was entertained.
So all you missed.
Where are we?
On the way back, yeah, everybody was riding the bikes, and they came across it on the way back on this empty road. Sun starting to set around 6 at night, or 6 in the evening. Sun still out, still humid. They see a character in the road. It turns out to be Billy Thompson, the same guy who bullied Jose, but just kind of I'm kind of mad you missed it, because walking to the Thriller music, he's kind of looked like a zombie walking in the middle of the road. So Hogarth and his sister approached. Clara did a comprehend check to figure out what was going on with this guy. And so far they've discovered is that from a bunch of kids' perspective, it doesn't seem like he's on drugs necessarily, but it seems like he's gone batshit crazy. And he seemed like he was trying to say, help me. And then he stopped talking altogether. And then he just pretty much kind of went almost like comatose, but still breathing, and laid on the side of the road. Then we kind of played our opening credits, and that's where we're at. And so only thing Clara has been able to comprehend and understand that he came from like farm country. Seems like he's kind of walking off from the road that leads out towards wherever the other people live. that like a couple other houses that are out there close to Bo.
And the Latino kid didn't want to get close, but everybody else is just like, oh, let's go.
I get it. I'm sure Tony was in the way back.
We should let's leave him. Come on, guys. He's kind of an asshole, anyways.
Yeah, but look at him, man. Like we can't leave him like that.
Yeah,
Something's definitely wrong with him.
I agree with Jose and Clara. Can we try to get him onto Bo's ATV?
We got touch on.
Yes.
All right. So then Jose starts to take off his.
Guess.
Jose starts to take off his social distortion shirt, right? He's got a t-shirt and he's got like a long black sleeve, like long sleeve black, just like ratty shirt, and he takes that off, puts the social D t-shirt back on, and then uses like the long sleeve to kind of like pick up his feet and be like, anybody else want to help with this?
I try to help put him onto Troy.
I'll help out also.
But nobody touch him with your hands because we don't know what's wrong with him.
I've worked in worse, buddy. You know that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want any of y'all touching my comics with your like germ hands.
All right. And I'll
stay
take
in my
off
damn
vest
cabin.
and kind of use that to grab an arm.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
that's different, man. That's natural dirty. This we don't know
Some
what
like
this is.
oil rags from his
Can we
pockets.
get this guy put on the 4-wheeler?
Oh, just duct tape him down, man. You know you got some duct tape. Just duct tape him down.
Not on this character.
I think because I'm being a little bit older and I think maybe just more empathetic to it. Like I'd probably help pick him up and get him onto Bo's ATV and try to take him back to our house, Clara. Because maybe I don't know, maybe mom can help him or we can call somebody.
So as you're
Is your mom a doctor?
No, but she's an adult.
Yeah. Parents just don't understand.
If she's
man.
even home, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
leave him in front of the police station. Let them deal with it.
I like that idea.
Yeah, where's the police station from here?
What's
You know?
the closest? Police, fire department, hospital?
back the other way, probably 20 minutes.
Ugh, so far.
I mean, if
So
I
we
don't
could
keep
call
up with,
we could call somebody from our house. Maybe they can come and get him.
Can we get to the house and can I figure out who his parents are or somebody so that I can call them? Can I use like
Can I look in the white pages?
Yeah, you could do a contact to see who his parents are.
Okay.
And then if you guys keep, I guess, so you would have to go, you'd be going back to your house probably to do that. But right now you guys are putting him on ATV, getting him together. Yeah. And while you're doing that, who's putting him on the ATV? Who's kind of hoisting him up? Which characters? Okay, we got Jose and
Not
Chase.
me.
Chase and Jose, can you give me, I guess it would be, even though you're not quite investigation, almost like if you would just notice it almost, but I would say investigation, both of you.
An investigation?
Yep.
Oh. Oh, that's a 6
Nice.
on the one die that I had.
Wow.
Nice.
I got a 1 on one of them.
Got a
ones count?
There's no ones, no.
Okay, cool. So,
It's not
yeah.
alien, don't be.
Okay, no.
Everybody's traumatized, like ones.
He becomes a xenomorph.
He reaches out and throttles you and you're dead.
Yeah.
What do you think when you see him in the street convulsing?
I'm even using my like loop dice that I got with my game too, and I'm like, I didn't even want to touch the stress dice from Alien.
And strangely, if like whatever his little old, whatever a young kid would have, this kid's he's probably a little older than you all, maybe 14, 15. This little, ratty wallet falls out of his pocket, and next to it, Chase looks down and sees a business card. Strangely, like the average 14-year-old actually has a business card on him, but this kid does, and it's kind of wrinkled. It looks like almost like it was almost like he crumpled it up, and it kind of unfolds just a little bit for you to realize the shape of it being a card like that laying on the ground.
I'm going to pick that up and the wallet.
Yeah.
And is there any money in the wallet?
Yeah, there's like $15 in it.
I'm gonna
Take it,
pocket that. And guys, he dropped this card.
So I take the card from him and take a look at it. What does it say?
Clara, it says the psychiatric offices of Thomas Durden and family. It gives the address somewhere, something Ranch Road, which is, like I said, out towards that direction. And
Do I know Billy's last name?
And Thompson. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And the last name of the doctor is Durden. So,
Okay, so not the same.
yeah. And based on, can you give me another comprehend?
Sure.
Does Clara say all this out loud?
Yeah. Are you sharing this, Clara?
Yep.
Then everybody give me a comprehend.
I got 1-6.
Oh, crap.
Okay. Well, she got it. So, I mean, if you don't want to, I mean, it's going to be the same information. So let's save it.
I got a 6. Holy
Okay.
crap. With my 1 die.
So, Clara, you and your brother have probably, and everybody else, maybe everybody that got a 6, that the name Durden rings a bell because you've seen whoever this small, it's a local commercial that, local business, guy probably moved to the area recently, probably been there a couple years. But lately has been kind of beefing up, been running these commercials about helping. And you always remember it being kids because he always talks about curing kids with video game disorders. And it just seems silly, but that's one of the things he talks about. But you remember that commercial, similar commercial that was playing when Garth left the garage. Now, at this exact same moment, as you guys are all hearing this, you hear the wheels of, bikes, coming down the road behind you. And as you turn around, sure enough, there's 4 kids around the same age, dressed similar like jackets to Billy. It's the cheerleaders. The other
Cheerleader gang?
It's the cheerleader gang. It's 2 females, a brunette, a blonde, and a couple of guys. And they're like,
Jose puts himself right behind Bo and be like, all right, now see that they're the ones who scare me more than this punk ass.
Billy, what are you doing out here? Why did you leave? What are you? And then one of the girls, the blonde, says, she goes, what? Why is he laying? And then one of the guys is like, hey, you twerps, what'd you do to Billy? You need to back away from him. And he kind of gets off, his bike and starts kind of walking.
I wouldn't
towards
do
you.
that, friend, all right?
What are you going to do, Hick?
Stay on your damn bike.
Oh, really?
You found him like that. All right, that's it. Pull that crowbar. Do you really want to do this? Because I hit tractors with this every day, and I don't think you're strong enough as a tractor, right?
Huh.
And I'm gonna step up right next to Bo, just like what?
Switch hands.
So I'm going to sort of go up toward the front and cross my arms and say, everybody calm down. We didn't do anything to Billy. He just fell on the ground here.
Our friend's laying on the ground. Your guys are hovering around him. You look, I swear that guy's digging. You're digging in his pocket. What do you got there? Stupid kid.
He dropped his wallet.
Oh.
He passed out. I think
I found a card. He found a card of something, some doctor. Were you guys all at the doctor just now? You guys go to the doctor?
No, we weren't at the doctor. Aren't you the foster kid? Aren't you the kid? Why don't you just go back to your foster home? Hand the wallet back over.
Why don't you just shut your damn mouth?
Yeah, be nice to my friends.
Hey,
what are you gonna do? What hippity hop? What are you gonna do? Run DM?
I went to all these.
I don't think this is gonna go well.
I lean over to Clara and I say,
I don't think this is going to go well, Garth.
I stand up and I go, okay, listen. You want your friend? I mean, we found him like this. You can take your friend, all right? Just take your friend. We don't know what's wrong with him, but there's something going on, and you can take him back.
You want to give me a charm check?
Yeah. Charm.
Did we get him up onto the 4-wheeler by now?
I think he's already on it, right?
Yeah, he's on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like, you got their friend on hanging over.
He's all flopped over.
So it looks like, and Bo's got this big toothpick in his mouth and overalls. So they're like, what is going on?
You crowbarred him and stole his money is what happened.
No, that's a fail.
So
not charming enough.
They don't seem like they want to back down. You want to push it?
I'm gonna use my luck, actually.
Okay.
At one of my lucks.
In this game, there's actually no penalty to pushing, right?
you take a condition.
Oh, if you fail, you take a condition. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just use one of my lucks.
Okay.
We can find another way to say it then.
So how do lucks work?
Reroll.
You get to
It's
reroll
just
your
a
dice
reroll
for each
to
one.
use it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You reroll all your failed dice, I think.
And your pride is an auto pass. No, your pride is an auto pass. Yeah.
Pride is
something that I thought the DM uses.
Like if you say that your skill is like you're using your pride in order to succeed.
You can auto pass like I think once per game.
Yes.
And then I think your iconic thing gives you a +2 if you can find a way to use it.
Somehow use that. Yep.
Yeah.
So I got 2 6s on that charm.
Okay.
Nice.
So
how do you de-escalate the situation? What do you think it looks like between you and these? How do you think you get them? Because you clearly get them to like cool it. Now hopefully you can get your friends to cool it too. Hopefully they're willing to back off. But the one kind of kid kind of drops back and he's like, "Well, give them to us. I've already called my friend with a truck. We'll take them."
So I say like, okay, like I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's got to get to his parents. So you just take him. He's been acting kind of strange. And another thing is that I don't want to see him anywhere near Jose. Nowhere near Jose. You leave him alone.
Is that what you're doing with your second 6? What do you?
The other thing that I want to do is I want to buy an effect,
okay,
and that they just keep believing me. That they keep believing that we just didn't do anything with him. We found him like this. We take the card and the information, but you take him and get him out of here. I mean, he needs help.
The kid, they all kind of grab him and pull him off the side and sit with him. They sit him up. He's really out of it. They get his wallet back. Of course, the money's gone because Chase has already pocketed it. You guys have the card. And then the scene kind of ends with you all riding off as the sun is like slowly but surely setting.
Let's cool it now. My new addition on. Cool it now. Grooving on the way out.
As we're kind of cruising away, I want to just look back or just yell at everyone, "Hey, you guys want to go see the Goonies? It's on Billy."
What do you mean it's on? God damn.
So we actually like push forward and we pick up on the next day where you guys are at the movie theater, in the theater, in the middle of Goonies. What do I see as we pick up as the movie's playing in the background as you guys are all there? Or maybe you're not, unless your character would have elected not to go. You can also set a different scene for your character.
Hell no.
I imagine the rest of you are there. What's happening?
So I paid for everybody because my parents make like crazy money as sysadmins at the Loop. So like, because I already saw it, like I'm okay with going and give everybody like popcorn and ices and sodas and stuff. So I'm like coming back in.
The rich one.
And while you're doing that, Jose, you kind of in the back of your mind, I imagine that whole thing yesterday was really weird. Of course, that kid was a bully, kind of deserved it, right? But it's kind of weird. You keep thinking about the card, and I don't know if that's something maybe you've been thinking about bringing up to the group at all, or some other people have. But I just imagine that you're kind of like thinking about it as you're getting the popcorn and bringing it back.
I also think that me and Clara probably would not have gone to the movies just because money's been pretty tight in the past couple of months.
Yeah.
So me and Clara are probably just hanging out.
Unless Chase helped you with that $15.
I was paying. I offered to pay.
I think that'd probably be enough for everybody to go, but if not, then no.
Oh, for sure.
I'd probably be at home, like researching this card, and like Clara's probably there with me, or I don't know what Clara's doing, but I'm like researching a little bit more about who this person is.
Okay.
Yep.
And as you're researching and you kind of gone through the full book, you even because I'm gonna kind of go off of your comprehend instead of making you make another check because it's a card. I would imagine he looks in the phone book, he's seen the commercial. You're able to track, and the card itself tells exactly where this place is. And on your map at home that I imagine you might have on a wall somewhere, you know that this farm is maybe this farmhouse, that the place is at a farmhouse, and it's probably 5 miles from Bo's hideout that you guys all have.
Okay.
And so the rest of the group is kind of watching the Goonies right now. And so you guys are in there watching Goonies, and you're still like, I'll kind of go back and forth between Hogarth and Clara. What's Clara doing right now?
I think I would be helping Hogarth with trying to figure out what this place is. I might even try giving him a call and seeing what they say. But yeah, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So you're giving them a call. So you call the number, and it rings,
I'm a
and
kid.
a lady picks up, and she goes, "Hello, Dr. Durden's office."
Hi. I saw your commercial on the television, and I thought maybe you guys could help me because I play a lot of video games. So I was just wondering if maybe you guys could help me with that.
Yeah, we could, young lady, but you probably would you probably would let your mom know. Does your mom know you're calling?
Yeah, I told her I was gonna call, and so yeah, she knows.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you could set it up. I'm willing to put your appointment down, but you'd have to show up with your parents for sure.
Okay. Well, what does before I do that? Like, what does he actually do?
Oh,
Because I don't know if I want to do it. So what does he actually do?
of course. That's why we should probably have your mom call back. But, doctor, she can.
Tell her that your dad's here. Let me talk to him. Tell her that your dad's here.
girl. It's a little girl.
Tell her your dad wants to talk to you, Clara.
Do you want to talk to my dad?
Yes, that would be better. Let's talk to you. Let's put your dad on the phone.
Hand it to Garth.
I pick up the Garth. Hello.
Hello, this is Helen. Your daughter seems adorable. She's calling about the video game disorder. I highly, I'm sure she doesn't actually have.
She does. She has more than just a video game disorder. She has actually a tabletop RPG disorder that we are trying to manage. I believe my son might be a patient there with you too. Billy. I believe it's Billy.
Oh, Billy. Give me a charm check.
Okay, that's 1-6.
1-6. Okay, so she's like, at first she's like this voice, so she kind of goes with it. She's like, okay. She says, yeah. When she hears Billy, she kind of doubles down. She's like, okay, he knows about. Oh yes, we saw him maybe about what was that? A day ago. Is he doing fine? Because you said you're Billy's dad, right?
Yes, he's doing fantastic. That's why I want to bring my daughter there, because she's got a real bad problem, and I was so happy with your success. So I really would love for her to come in. Do you think we can make an appointment?
Yeah, I'm so glad he's not bullying that kid anymore after having the treatment.
Oh, he's definitely not doing that. That's something that he hasn't done recently. For sure, he's not doing that.
Yeah, I can put you down for tomorrow. You want to come in the morning or the evening?
What are your hours of operation? What time?
The last appointment we take is around 6. I know that's a little late, but the doctor likes, lately we've just been trying to take as many people as we can since we've been doing so much to help.
That sounds good. Yes, you'll have us down for the last appointment of the day.
Last appointment of the day, then. Yes, we'll put you down for 6. We'll see you then, Mr. Thompson. Good to hear from you, and I'm so glad things are working well with Bill.
Yes, I am Mr. Thompson. Yes. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
So he hangs up, and sure enough, so you guys have kind of secured. You guys now know that. What do you think that they do? Next, what's Hogarth and Clara doing?
Hey, Clara. So that's probably what happened to Billy. Something weird is going on.
I'm surprised he actually wanted to get help bullying people. Doesn't seem to be working.
I don't know if he wanted to get help. I think
his parents made him.
Maybe his parents made him, or I don't know. I mean, that ad is pretty convincing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna radio in the crew and kind of tell him to head over here.
I think they're still in the movie.
Where's
Yeah.
your
Doesn't
robot?
end for
Where's
another half
your
hour.
robot, Garth?
So the robot that I have
Okay.
is sitting on it's sitting on like a deck. It's kind of like not completely built, but it's sitting like on the deck, and it's like sitting almost like in an armchair. And it's not active right now, but I can activate it.
Okay. Okay. And then where does Chase? Where do you go home to? Are you actually living right now in a foster home, or are you living with foster parents right now?
I have foster parents in town, the Haroldsons.
The Haroldsons. Okay.
But they kind of don't really. I'm more of just a government paycheck to them.
Okay. Okay. So you kind of goes in as he pleases.
I go in and out wherever I want. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just have a quick scene. Is anything to add? That's why you guys are watching the movie. Before we move on, Tony, you still got the boombox in the theater, like under the seat.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Tony and Jose are like talking back over like Bo on either side.
Bo's literally just focusing because he doesn't get to go to the movies very often, and just stuffing his face with popcorn.
Can I interrupt them in the middle of their movie and radio them in the movie theater? Like radio them in like loud.
Who has? So do you guys carry walkie-talkies? I imagine that's
that would be Tony for sure.
I think so. On Tony's box.
The walkie-talkie that doesn't work. That's just random. It's
So
like,
it doesn't
guys,
play music, but actually he didn't realize that you're going to talk to him through.
So this time, sure enough, it works, and you hear Garth's coming through. It starts to static, and the people kind of turn around, like some young kids, like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Goonies.
And I'm just shut up and watch the movie.
Goonies, come in.
What the heck? What is that?
Tony, man, you left the volume on.
Goonies. Goonies.
Hey,
Come on, you guys. He's trying to get a hold of you.
Oh my!
Hey, let's go to lobby.
Tony, are you going to answer that?
so suddenly one of the guys who works there kind of comes through, and he's like, "Hey, whatever's going on with that, you kids, I'm gonna have to ask you guys."
Hey!
Puts like a flashlight in you guys' face, and he looks down at the box, and he hears Garth's voice coming through. What do you guys do?
Tony, answer it, man. Just do it.
hand it over to Castro. Castro's our leader.
All right, man. All right. So I'll take it and I'll like walk out and take it up to the lobby.
Hey, you guys gotta get over here. There's something super weird happening.
Get out of here, kids.
What happened? Also, what the hell did you do to Tony's boombox, man?
Just get over here.
So swipe.
All right. I'll go get him.
Swipe pan 80s, changeover. You guys are rolling up. The garage is going up, and there is Hogarth. His little robot sitting on the thing, kind of looks around, and I don't know, and then he's standing there, and I'll turn it over to Garth.
It's better
You
be
gotta
good,
fix your
man.
garage, Garth. It's so loud.
Yeah, I know.
Man, you need some WD-40 on that thing. How can you have a robot and you can't even fix that?
Hey man, Bo is the one who's good with mechanics. Okay, I do all the electronic stuff, but besides that,
I don't get to go see the movies too damn often. All right, and now I'm here. What's up?
listen, man, something weird is going on. We found out that Clara, tell them what's going on with the place.
So I called that quack doctor guy on the commercial on the card, and I talked to them, and I have an appointment tomorrow, by the way, for my gaming disorder. But my dad, Garth, talked to them and found out that Billy actually has been going there to try to stop his bullying. Obviously, it's not working, but they did something with his head.
I'm confused.
Garth is Clara's dad.
Garth pretended he was my dad and talked to them, and they told him Billy goes there. Geez, follow along, Bo.
That makes more sense.
I stayed on top of everything, and I just look at Garth and Clara with this new respect of just like, all right, I get it.
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
You plan on actually going to that appointment?
I don't know if we should go to the
I don't know
appointment.
about that.
but I think we should definitely check it out. Maybe like after hours or something.
Oh, where is it? Is it in town?
It's
It's
really
near the hideout.
It's really close to the hideout and almost like near on the way to your place, man.
I don't really like going out that way after dark.
Come on,
Plenty
man.
of
Oh, come
time,
on.
buddy. All right.
The last summer in it's the last day of summer. It's like near the last day of summer, man. Let's have some. You wanted that Goonie time, right? Let's get that Goonie time, baby.
It'll be
I
light
don't
out
know what that
until
means.
at least 9 o'clock.
We left halfway
That's our
through.
time.
Did you not finish the movie? They say that at the end of it. They're like
Didn't
Goonie time,
finish the
baby.
movie.
You called right in the middle of them
We could
at
do a
this
sleepover.
like piano thing they were doing. Like I was entranced by it. Really, it was awesome. And you
Listen,
called on his
well-
boombox.
When it comes out on
It really was. He ate like half the popcorn.
Wow, thanks.
It'll come out
Okay.
on Betamax soon, and we'll be able to
Betamax.
watch it.
So as you guys are talking,
Did you get that Betamax player working yet, Garth?
I like it. No, not yet. But I mean, again, like
You
Dad's
can
always
work on
better
that.
from the mechanic stuff. And every time like I kind of mention like my dad or our dad, like that robot that's like sitting off at the corner, just like kind of like looks up. And the way that it looks is it looks pretty humanoid. It's got like mech pieces on it. It's got a head, but it has no mouth. Like it doesn't speak. It just has like gestures. Yeah.
It just kind of looks around and
It's unsettling.
yeah.
I won't lie, Garth. That's pretty creepy.
Suddenly a young blonde walks up. She's not in her cheerleading gear today, but you recognize her as the same girl who was with the bullies. She seems a lot more, her countenance is more approachable. She walks up and she probably lives somewhere in the local neighborhood, and she goes, "Hey, I found out from some other kids this was your place, Garth. I just came by. I want to apologize about Chad's assholeness the other day. And look, Billy's really messed up. They're admitting him to like a crazy hospital. It's like brain's freaking fried. Like he's not there anymore. If you guys, I don't know if you guys, I just wanted to just see if you guys knew anything else. Some other kids I was talking to said that they saw Billy hanging out with some guy named Patrick around some motel in downtown Boulder. But I just wanted to see if you guys knew anything else about this Patrick guy, or see if, I don't know if maybe he bullied you, or if you sort of saw him with Billy, Jose.
Look, I don't hang with Billy, okay? He just picks on me all the time, and you all don't do anything. So I'm the one who said that there was something wrong with him, and maybe we should take him. Then your buddy starts to like almost start a fight. Look, we didn't touch him. We saw him in the road. We stopped. I was on Garth's bike. We saw him acting funny. All right, he looked like a freaking zombie, and then he just stopped. That's all we know.
Weird.
What's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Stacy. And so she goes, "Okay, well, just want to let you know we don't know what's going on, and I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sure everyone else. I'm sorry." And so she kind of like turns away, and she goes, and she kind of walks away. And so as she leaves, that kind of gives you something else, whereas you guys have this appointment the next day to go see, and then now she's also talking, and there's also this idea that there's this kid that Billy was hanging out with, who seemed a little bit older. I think she mentioned he was like a little bit older, like almost a lot older, probably in his like early 20s, named Patrick, but no one knows this kid. And the motel is called the El Rancho Motel. And so I'll kind of turn it back over to you all to decide what the group of kids does next.
Where is the El Rancho in relation to the Durden's office?
Yeah, opposite way, probably more so closer to the actual town, like where the movie, like not far away from the movie theater.
What time is it now? About
Right now, you guys went to the movie theater you probably hit a matinee early in the morning, and so it's like early afternoon right now.
In a respectable type of motel, or?
I don't know.
Probably not being in a small town.
Oh, I don't like to mess with
Heard of
people's
it?
love lives, guys. I don't know about no meetings at motels. My brother used to tell me about those, and
Do we have enough time to get there and then get back before nightfall?
You could. I think you could. As to where how close you live, you probably get there. It'll probably take an hour to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's check it out.
Renee, does Castro live on top of the hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So he lives on top of the hill. So
Yeah. Okay. My house isn't quite on top of the hill, but it's higher up. So I'll just follow you.
I think I would want to head out and check out who this Patrick kid is.
So biking through and taking off to head to this El Rancho motel, and maybe you guys have maybe ridden by and seen this place before, but you probably weren't paying too much attention to it as it's not really on your radar. And as you work your way there, you arrive outside, like I said, maybe around 3 in the afternoon. And there's so what you see when you get out there is the motel is sitting there, and I don't know, like you don't see anybody out there. So if you guys were trying to find or look for this guy Patrick or whatever, how might you go about doing it?
So Castro's gonna like walk up to the office and be like, "All right, guys, try something, okay?" And he walks in, and you hear the swing and the
Yep.
and like because he's also kind of clumsy, so like
and there's a blue robot behind the attendant at the just kind of turns around.
Castro's like kind of he
How
likes
can I help
the
you? Would you like a room?
Is the manager here right now, or are you the manager?
El Rancho Motel manager. Or you can sign a complaint and you will get a call back later to your room.
Oh, no. Actually, and he's like looking around to see if there's any
like big
humans.
round eyes, big bubble head.
Is there somebody by the name of Patrick who's here?
Not at the liberty to disclose hotel's name. Can you please give me your hotel key?
I don't have one, but some buddies of mine are outside, and we found his wallet, so we just wanted to know if he's here.
Sorry, I cannot help you without a hotel key. Or not.
Is there anybody else here, like a human who could help?
All right, one human staff is on lunch right now.
Okay. And
So-
he kind of like backs out and like hits the magazine rack, with all of the
the little what do you call it, maps and postcards and stuff.
and just like picks it up and like restacks it and just, all right, thanks, bye. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So there's no one attending the desk other than this robot. I mean, there could be someone who can tinker, who maybe program could be, or maybe you guys, sneak or
I would.
Or
Let's go
steal
ahead and-
someone's key.
I guess a couple of things we could, do you come back out, Jose, and like tell us like kind of what's going on?
So there's a big bubble-headed robot in there, man. I think you can hack it.
Okay, I need a distraction. I mean, I just need a distraction, but I'm going to try to sneak in underneath the table and try to program it.
So he said that there's only one other person in there, and they're on lunch break. So I don't know. Maybe we can wait. Bo, did you bring your crowbar?
Back in the ATV, buddy.
Wedge it in the door, man, so that way the attendant can't come through, and then that'll give Hogarth like all the time he needs.
Yeah, but someone has to go in there with Hogarth to distract
I'll
Shiny
go
Boy.
in there with them.
all right, who's going in? Who's staying outside? Are there?
Chase, you watch the door and try not to stab anybody.
Or you're
Yeah.
weird,
Stab who I
dude.
want, but I'll watch the door.
Stab what?
If you stab someone, at least take his key. We might need it.
I go in there with Clara, and anyone else who wants to come with me.
All right,
You'll probably back up Chase.
Which way did the door swing? Into the office or out of the
it
office?
does both. It does one of these.
Oh, okay. So I will go in the office, clear as day. Like I'm gonna try and be the distraction.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put my crowbar in between the handle and the door frame and just kind of like lean all my weight on the door. So it's harder to push, but you definitely can't pull it.
Yeah, there's maybe almost like a kind of framing maybe from where like the gates, almost like, I don't imagine maybe there's some kind of gating that they close it, if they ever needed to close the place up. There's something you can wedge it in there so that would keep it from moving a bit. And so is there anybody on lookout outside?
Yeah, I'm on lookout.
Chase is on lookout.
Chase is on lookout, got to fiddling with it, that knife, and as you guys get in there, looking around, Hogarth, you want to
Tony and Jose are like messing with the boombox, so we're just gonna like post up right there. And we're gonna have Tony crank it like as loud as he possibly can. It's on max plus.
All right, since you guys are all doing this, I would like a sneak check from everybody, and then I want a tinkerer check from our. Actually, I imagine tinkering with because you're not creating it. You're actually going to program. You're trying to program.
I'll go program. I'll probably do program.
Yeah.
I got 3 6s for.
I got 2 6s. I'm amazed.
Okay. All right.
For sneaking.
So anybody who didn't get a 6, someone can share a 6 with you. So that probably means that you guys all succeeded. Yep.
2 6s for sneak.
Yep.
I got 0. So I will.
We give him
one.
so I'll give him to Chase.
And anybody, if anybody needs to give those or perform or buy an effect. All right, Hogarth, you are going to go ahead and because everybody did so well on the sneaking and there's no one's around, the robot's like, "What are you doing back there?" It allows you to have I'm going to boost your program by 1 since you got the time to really spin to go ahead and do that.
Okay, so two things happen. Out of all the ones that I programmed in, I only got 1 6, but I'm going to use my luck and re-roll all my fails.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I got 3 6s. So the first 6 is a success for me, so I program it. And then with my programming, I'd like to pull up. I guess I'd like to pull up. I'd like to pull up in all the motel people, whoever has checked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to find Patrick's room.
Yep, and you find a room 102 under a Patrick Dorsey. It's right there on the first level inside. It's like down the hall around the back where like in the motels are usually built like courtyards, so there's cars parked down below. So if you kind of go down a way, you'd be right there.
Cool. And then with my 2 other 6s, can I make key copies of every room in this motel?
Oh shoot! I don't know if you can make one of every single room. I think with the time that you have, you can make. Let me roll a.
Can I actually use 1 6 to do it quickly?
On Mission Impossible.
Can I do 1 6 to do it quickly, and then the other 6 just to get the rooms that are next to Patrick's rooms?
Yeah. So I actually rolled, and you're able to make 3 total keys. So I rolled a D3, so you get 3 keys. So 1 for Patrick. You get Patrick's room. Well, I guess you can make a copy of his room, and then the 2 side rooms if you wanted to.
Okay. So I take that, and then I bolt out of there.
Boom.
We know if those rooms are occupied. Apparently.
I hand them to Chase to handle that.
Yeah, they have no idea at this point.
So now I got the cards, the room keys.
Yeah, you have the 2
The next door ones.
Yeah, you have the 2 but not Billy's or not Patrick's.
So how do you guys tackle once you get to the room? Kind of looking around. How do you guys? What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go to the one next door to it and just knock first.
Same. I'm knocking on Patrick's.
Okay. And so Chase, you knock and you hear, "Who is it?"
Housekeeping.
housekeeping. I don't go away. I don't need do not disturb. Thank you.
All right.
And the guy,
Then I'm gonna go
he pulls
to the
back.
other-
It's like a big dude. He's like, he's rubbing his belly and like pulls back. You know, because on the side you can see pulls back the curtain and looks. He was like, "You ain't housekeeping, kids. Get out, scram." Kind of goes back. The other door, no one answered. No one responds anything. Chase, can you give me an investigation roll? And Tony,
Not a single.
okay.
Nothing.
Tony, you give me one as well.
Investigation? Okay.
Mhm. I'm just treating it more like my perception, just being aware.
Oh, 1-6. There we go.
And
Also on
so
a 3-die roll.
imagine Tony's just kind of looking around, waiting, and so you haven't noticed anything yet. You did get a success, but you haven't noticed anything yet. Now, the other door, no one responds. The other door that was being knocked on. How would you guys like to proceed?
And I knock on.
Was that the other side on the far side of Patrick's, or was that Patrick's door that you're referring to?
That was on. So I meant no, it wasn't Pat. No one's answered Patrick's door. You guys knocked on
Okay.
Patrick's as well.
I want
No
to
answer.
knock.
No answer.
He wants to.
Yeah, no answer in Patrick. The door directly to to the right that Chase went to, that's where the fat guy answered, and then on the other side, the left hand side, no one answered.
No answer. Okay.
Yeah, I go into
Tony's
Patrick.
playing Smooth Operator by Sade to cover some of the noise.
You're actually attractive people. Okay. Smooth operator.
I go into Patrick's room, lay the key, and I get into Patrick's room.
Okay, so as you creepily
Start
walk
looking
into
around.
the room, and Clara, you even said it. You guys said you started looking around. So I know Garth has just made a couple checks recently. So Clara, what do you think you'd be doing as you look around? What might you be looking for? It looks like a normal room. It is. I'll tell you this. It's kind of it looks like a slob lives here. For like clothes are thrown everywhere. There's a big duffel bag. A traveling bag in the corner that's open, and underwear and stuff are all kind of like smashed, and it's like halfway zipped. The TV is on, but very low, just running on channel 4 or whatever. And the news is reporting about another case, like very low, but another case of a crazed person seen running through downtown. This is the third person in 2 weeks of reported people like literally just losing their minds. And so I'm so reporting for Channel 4. So that's kind of buzzing off in the background as you look around. Bo, where are you at? What are you doing?
Bo would probably kind of just be standing out there looking like in between the rooms, like, come on, y'all. I don't feel comfortable doing this. Let's go. Come on.
And so
Keeping a lookout, but at the same time,
trying
like,
to,
I'm going to be looking for
slightly
like
internally freaking
papers
out.
or other stuff that are not necessarily clothes, but other stuff that he might have there.
yeah. I mean, why don't we treat it like a group investigation? So we'll just, Clara, you'll make the check, and I'll give you a +1 for everyone that's in the room with you.
Who's all in the room?
Uh,
Garth. And that it?
yeah, I guess everybody's.
Tony's outside watching and dancing, so.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are a bunch of
would
kids
me
standing outside of a
peeking-
grown person's room.
would me
yeah, I got
peeking in
1-6.
count?
Well, I assumed that Tony was like downstairs, like outside on lookout. That's why I was playing my.
Oh, so you
my
guys are more
radio to
spread
try-
out. I got you. So you're like in the parking lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm fast, so I can move back and warn people if
Okay.
necessary.
So Tony, as you're sitting down there playing the music, you see someone pulling in. You know how these motels usually build like a little overpass, and it's kind of like built like a cul-de-sac. A black truck black van is pulling in, and the dude stops, doesn't even pull to the parking lot, stops like right in front of the office, and gets out. And as he's walking in, he kind of like adjusts his leather coat. Big dude, kind of scruffy, hair slicked back, cigarette in his ear. And as he's kind of moves his jacket back, you see you see the piece on his back, and he goes into the office. So that's what you notice from your
Alright.
6. Clara, what'd you get?
I got 1-6.
That's not okay.
You got 1-6.
Yep.
Okay. So Clara, what you notice is what you end up finding is so under the bed there's a little tray, and as you pull it out, it's just a bunch of drug paraphernalia. Being an 11-year-old kid, it's just like, it's like a couple needles and some stuff, and it's just a lighter, and it's just a bad scene there. And so as you're looking through that stuff, right next to it is a large briefcase that is clamped down and locked, or appears to be. It's locked because you haven't tried it, but it's one of those pin code briefcases.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull the briefcase out and put it on the bed and say, Garth, look at this. There's a locked briefcase here under the bed.
Okay. I mean, so I look at it, and is there like a code on it? It says.
Is it like the little numbers that you spin?
Yeah.
Can I try to break into it?
Try to crack it.
Yeah. So Garth, you're gonna get a -2 to doing this.
Okay.
For what are you trying? Because you're trying to. Well, you're using just tinker maybe.
It could be tinker, I would say, because it's a mechanical item.
Yeah.
Or if it's a clue, you can try to use like comprehend or
yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, comprehend. I'm gonna give you comprehend, but I'm still gonna make it a -2. It's pretty difficult.
That's fair, because I don't even know anything about this code. Like, how would I,
Tony, are you like you just saw that? Is
Tony switches over to Under Pressure by David Bowie.
Hey, that's my song.
That's her song. Y'all both have
Turn it
Under
on,
Pressure.
man.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that people understand from the song that's on that something might be going down.
But the boombox also a radio?
It is, but I just have a bunch of cassettes in my bag.
Pulling cassettes like in there, like
I'm pulling cassettes.
Jose reaches into his backpack and he pulls out. He's just like, this one, and he puts it in. He's just like, he takes out the cassette, he pops in the new one, and all of a sudden you hear dum, 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 and it's Phil Collins in the air tonight.
Wait, so you took out his Under Pressure and put.
That's on the list of songs I have, so I have the cassette in my bag.
You guys. All right,
if only someone would invent some sort of device you could listen to lots of songs on.
You guys are going nuts.
I don't know what's going on in there, y'all, but Tony down here is having a fit with his boombox. He can't seem to pick a song, so can we hurry it up in there?
I motion to Claire, and I'm like, yeah, I can't get this. Let's get out of here. I can't get this jammed.
Are you taking it with us?
What?
So now, Tony, you see the guy is coming out of the location, and he's going up this. I mean, he's coming down towards room 102, where your friends are.
Maybe we should take the briefcase and go next door.
What do you have?
Close the door.
Yeah, I take the briefcase and I go to the empty room next door.
Now, here's the thing. This is happening all too quickly. So this would be this would probably be a difficult sneak check to watch all of you scatter over, unlock the room, and then rush in there and close the door.
I need a distraction, guys.
I'm not trying to force you, but it would be easier to just jump into the room and close the door. But if you go the other route, it's going to be a harder sneak check. Which one would you like to do?
Oh fuck! I don't want that. I don't want.
He's got to come in here.
And the guy is kind of looking over, and he's watching Tony, and he hears the air of the night, Phil Collins. And he kind of stops, and it's just enough moment. Actually, Tony, give me a
charm.
Charm. Give me a charm check.
I will.
This is to see if you can distract this guy long enough to make the check normal instead of difficult.
Yeah.
Come on, do your thriller moves.
Question.
Do your thriller moves.
Do I see this guy walking down?
I imagine you do. I mean, depends on what you. Be real. What do you think, Bo? If Bo was on the lookout,
Bo's literally
you see this big
not
guy,
going in the room.
And Bo, this guy actually scares you a little bit. You realize you would need your crowbar you and Chase would need the crowbar and a switchblade, and it would be low-key murder to take this guy on.
So there's a chance.
Yeah.
Can I take a scared condition and push it?
Hey, but it's okay because we got to hide out to
you do
put
what?
the bodies. It's fine.
Can I take a scared condition and push it?
Yes, you can.
Um,
So Tony's getting intimidated.
I wouldn't.
being
Go ahead.
if
go
Bo
ahead.
sees him, he's gonna be like,
Oh, got
"Get the hell
1-6
out
on
of
the
there right
second
now."
roll.
Got
He's gonna
1-6.
tell the Brooks to get the hell out of the room, and he's gonna kind of like start stumbling down towards him. And
He's trying
Bo's
to do an interpretive dance. He doesn't know how to dance lately.
nope.
Yeah,
Is this the running man?
I'm pulling Clara out of the room. Like I'm
Well,
not saying
at first I closed the drawer, so we're not. Doesn't look like we've been there, and
Yeah.
so we're gonna try to go next door.
Bo's
Okay.
gonna
They're
try
being
and
distracting.
bump into the guy,
I
like
would,
purposely but accidentally, kind of covering up. Like, sorry, Mister, I didn't mean to.
Give me a force check, Bo.
Oh, I love you. You're awesome. I was so hoping it was that check.
The only problem with your force check is I'm gonna bend the rules here. If you roll too many 6s, you might hit him too hard, and then it might be a confrontation.
He might punch
So
you.
you can't roll more than 2 6s. So you got to keep
Well,
it.
I'm
One
happy
or
I
two.
got one.
Okay. So as
The
Bo
next one was a 4.
bumps in the guy, that goes, "Hey kid."
I'm sorry, Mister. I'm just trying to find my Paul. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, he seems like he's very busy. So by the time he is just in that moment,
Have you seen a man about, a little shorter than you, beard, smells of bush light?
Nah, I haven't. Right, that drum. You gotta stop for that drum solo, right? for that breakdown. But yes, he kind of, and literally at that moment, he hears the drums and he's like, looks back over at the kid in the lobby, like, what's going on here? And he's like, no, man, I ain't seen him. But yeah, I'll be all right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In that moment, I need one person to make the sneak check for everyone, and it's just going to be a regular sneak check. No, it's not going to be I'm not going to add anything to it or anything from it. Who you think has the best sneak that's in that room that will make it for the party?
That's in the room or outside the room?
Room outside. So, Chase, if you've got a pretty good sneak, I know you seem like
I got a decent sneak.
Okay. You haven't made a check in a while.
I haven't made a check in a while, and I'm over like holding the door kind of open so they can get in. So this is a 6 dice.
That's better than me.
Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna test whatever.
One
Chase wants us to do.
success.
There it is. So, describe for me, Chase, how you, because everybody makes it, but what do you do that adds to helping facilitate it so this guy doesn't see you? I imagine it's right when he looks back, that door closes, 101 closes, even though that doesn't make sense because if it was 101, it was probably right next to the office. But hey, this place is probably built backwards, right? Like all the high numbers are towards the front, all the other ones are towards the back.
You never know at the El Rancho. They do their things. Run by robots. So as like hearing Bo kind of get in and talking to the guy, I poke my head in the door and I kind of just whisper, "We gotta go," and then I get them moving, but I kind of hang back just so I slip through the door and close it, just kind of pushing them along, being like, "Go, go, go," keeping one eye on the guy and Bo's distraction and the drum bit breakdown.
And after the door closes, I whisper to the group, "Hopefully this isn't his room."
And then you hear
We don't know who this guy is.
Boom, boom, yeah, boom.
And then I'm like locking the locks, all the deadbolts.
And you see a shadow in front of the curtain, right? And it stops. It walks right past where he would be at the door. You guys are in the room. It's dark. It's daytime, but it's kind of dark inside the room because when you close those curtains, it gets pretty dark in those motel rooms. And whoever's maybe looking through the peephole can see his like form, and he looks in. And he kind of cracks. He can see that the door must be cracked, so he kind of gets a bit of defensive on the room that you just came out of. And you see him pull his gun and kind of walk into the room. So now he's in Patrick's room next door, and you guys are in the other room with this big box that is locked. Now, Hogarth,
we took it with us?
Yeah, we took it with us.
I'm
Do
waiting.
We're not
do we
leaving
see
it.
Do we see it as a good time for them to try to move out, or does this
Yeah,
look like it's still?
You can either move out or try to stay here for a little bit and just kind of camp and maybe try to work into the
Work
box.
the box.
You could, like, maybe try to wait for him to leave, or you could try to sneak out and hope he doesn't come back out and see you.
I wanted to see if there's like a back window, like out the bathroom. If there's like a little window in there or something.
I'm gonna let
that we could.
Chase. I'm gonna let Chase lead us to like wherever we're going or what we're doing.
Okay. Let me see. You want Chase? Okay, so Chase is gonna lead.
I'm gonna look around and see, looking for an extra window, a back door or something first.
Give me an investigate, Chase.
I think Clara and I would be helping him try to find it back.
Yep.
So 2 extra dice to you, Chase.
And I also want to, I want, these are 2 separate rolls. I want to investigate, and I also want to comprehend from you.
Okay. So my investigate, I got 1 6. 1 6 on the investigate. And no success on the comprehend.
Okay. And so too busy to kind of figure out what's going on, but you got 1 success on the back.
I got 1 success.
Yep. What you realize is they have these sliding above the shower. There's these like sliding window, and it's big enough for if everyone's really quiet to kind of climb out. Since it's the first level, everybody can kind of jump down and go around the back side of the motel, just as long as they don't make a crap ton of noise, you know, alerting anyone in the next room. You should be fine.
I put my knee down and I hoist Clara out of it first.
Okay.
What do I see when I'm eye level with the window?
As you're hoisting, you're getting Clara up. You suddenly hear. So who's the last person? Who's probably the last person in line in the room waiting? So it sounds like Claire's about to go out the window first. Who's probably
He's
like
hoisting me, so Chase is probably.
So
at
I
the
would
end.
be kind of like by the door of the bathroom.
Okay, maybe Jose. Maybe you're in the back, kind of like holding up. Maybe.
That Jose was with me. Jose, where are you at?
The three of them are outside.
Oh yeah, you're outside.
It's
I'm
only the
tripping.
3 of us in.
Okay, so then you guys see. Sorry, you guys see as this is all happening. They're in that other room. Other guy's walking up. He's kind of got like a brown dingy jacket on. Looks fairly young, a little bit older. He's got, you know, nice blue eyes. I imagine like if he was an actor, it would be like Elijah Woods playing this guy. And he's probably like, you know, like I said, little in his early 20s, hair a bit curly. And he's kind of walking up unassumingly, kind of looking around. He hears the music playing in the parking lot. He kind of stares at you guys for a second. And then when he goes up to his room, you see he's like, and then he starts going to run away. And then the door opens, and at that moment, the big guy with the slick back hair sees the kid, and he goes to run, and he's like, nope, hey, get your ass over here. And then you see he has a gun on him. He's like, get in the room. And so they both go in the room, and the door closes. And then at that moment, you guys hear you hear some commotion, somebody being slapped around in the room next door. Claire, are you still going to hop out and head away?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still going out.
So the group is hopping out.
And then hand me
Bo,
the box.
You're heading out. You're inside the room as well, right?
No, I bumped into him.
You
I'm
bumped
outside.
him. So where'd you go when you went
So
outside? You bumped into the guy. Where'd you go?
The moment I bumped into him, he walked. I would have probably seen Tony and Jose. I would have went over to him and go, "All right, what the hell we do, guys?"
So you're watching that. So you just watched the whole situation in there, and so at that moment, everyone who is no roll to get outside, you guys are all sneaking out. You're always all getting around the back, and then suddenly the 2 guys walk out. The one guy's walking with the young guy, big guy's behind him, and they start walking over to the van, and he kind of looks over at you guys. You kids shouldn't be out here, you know, playing around listening to music. You probably should go home or go back to your room. And then he hops in the van, puts the guy in the back. And there's a little bit of commotion for a second. Closes the side door, slams it shut, lights up the truck, and slowly starts to drive out of the lot. So you guys have the box. Yeah, you guys have the box. You're looking for make and model.
Yeah, the van.
Yep. So it's that's a good question. I'll give that to you in a second. So you end up picking up the make and model. And so now after this all kind of unfolds, the party, you're the group, you guys, what do you guys do to kind of try to catch up with? I meant, like, does the other group do you guys try to work your way back around, or do you guys a little too scared? The group that is just crawled out of the window, do they work their way back around to the parking lot, or?
We have a walkie-talkie.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say call Tony.
Yeah. So as you call
Tell
Tony,
him around the back. I don't know if we should go out front. Cause...
Tell Bo to bring his four-wheeler.
When he turns the boombox off and he's fully shaking right now. Like,
Damn it, Tony.
He took a condition, like he's scared as hell. Like, dude pulled the piece. Like, Tony doesn't play that. Like,
oh man.
what do you guys have lead?
What's that?
No,
yeah. Yes. What can I do with lead to help Tony? Well, we got to catch back up with you, so I think we're going to want to sneak around anyways.
Is it clear? Because we wouldn't have seen any of this, right?
Is it clear that Tony's scared?
No, is it clear for us to go around? We don't want to go out to the front and get caught.
I mean,
so.
you would have heard me turn the boombox off, so you would have heard the music then.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So then we come around and I peek around the corner and I'm like looking to see if it's clear, and then I head over to you guys.
So it's
with
an old
Chevy. With my sweatshirt, like trying to cover this giant box that we're carrying around. So
that's good enough. Chevy van.
Yeah. So you got the make and model. You guys are all standing there like, that was weird. He's for guns and stuff.
Like, y'all need to put that back. Like, that dude had a gun.
Wait, you guys
we
took
need to
that
see
from the
what's in
room?
it.
That man had a gun, Clara. You want to see what's
He's
inside
not
the
here.
box?
I want to see what's in the box.
Just try
Let's,
to
We need
go.
to
You know what's
figure
going
out. We need to figure out.
Why don't we
what's
fast forward
going
back to the
on.
hideout?
Hey, folk, man.
Take it with us.
No self-preservation.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the combo. You know, guys. You know it's going to be the combo. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So now it's late night.
Luggage.
We're all hanging out. You guys are taking a long trip back to Bo Hayward's. This is your first time actually back in your hideout. But what's it look like? I mean, I imagine there might be some kind of
so it's
stuff.
one story
Yeah.
with kind of like a ladder where you could put storage. There is no upper room. It's just a ladder where you just put like
storage.
Yeah. Anything you got, gun cases or rugs or tarps.
Is there any way that you guys have made it your own? Like added have you added any cool?
Oh yeah, between me and Jose, Jose has comics scattered in milk crates all over this place.
It's probably starting to be a stack of cassettes in the corner.
Cassettes there too.
For stuff for Bo to
Start calling you Soundwave the way you swap out cassettes. It's like
And
Soundwave. It's just like
boxes and boxes of Pringles.
There's an old.
Why are you guys such
record
slobs?
There's a long couch, big chair, a bench across the window sill, so you could sit and look out the main window. Curtains are very tattered, but still block the sun. Plenty of places to if we ever wanted to, because Bo has stayed the night here before. I'm assuming Bo and Jose have both kind of just stay the night here, hanging out, reading comics, staying up late like kids do. And it's just very minimalist because it hasn't been used in years.
Yeah.
There's a fireplace that hasn't been lit in forever.
So it must get kind of chilly in there.
It gets a little cold out here in the countryside of.
But Jose's mom has given him like those big, what we call cobijas, so it has like an Aztec warrior on it, and it's like you can fit like 8 people underneath that big old blanket.
Yeah. Has anybody revisited the case?
Yeah, I think we're working on the case while they're doing their thing.
So no difficulty in terms of I know I made it difficult for Garth. You got time to work on it. So this is just really one success, but how you do it, I'll leave up to you. How do you break into because it doesn't have to be finding the code. It could be picking it with a switchblade or a crowbar or so many different ways.
I pull the card out, that card that we've been carrying around, and I how many digits are on that briefcase?
It's just usually probably a 6-digit, 3, but it's probably just a 3-digit. It could be the same 3, but there's 2 sides, so there's 3 on each side. If it's the same number on each side, then now it could be 3 or it could be 6.
I do Jose's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll try that first.
Okay. Give me a comprehend.
Okay. Comprehend.
And I'm helping. So I don't know if he gets any help with that.
I'll give him 1 extra die for the help.
Yeah, plus 1 die.
What's everybody else doing? Kind of like hanging out. What's Tony? What's Jose doing right now? What's him and Chase? I imagine. What are they up to? Or
I'm waiting for him to use the combo because I know it's gonna be like the one. So he's just like flipping through like the latest X-Men comic book.
I put in that code and it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
So,
So now, Hogarth, you're a bit frustrated here, and that caused you to be upset. You're just upset because you're used to looking at this stuff. So unless you push it, so Garth can't try any longer. Who would maybe?
I could probably get that open for you.
I push it over to Bo.
You want to just force it? Bo?
Yeah, he's just gonna look at it, set it up nice and sturdy like, and he's gonna go left and right.
All right.
He's gonna beat
it. Success force check. He just starts beating the box. Wow.
That's 3 successes.
Wow. So you on the first swing just bow, and then it's you pop, you hit you jam like the whole thing. It messes up one of the mechanics. I mean, the little gears, and that one pops. Then you hit it with the back of the crowbar on the other side, and the thing just swings open. Inside, from wall to wall inside this case, there's a book on top, a little journal, and a pen. But stacked everywhere else inside of it, there's nothing but cassette tapes.
So I grab the book and start looking at it.
So Tony, your eyes might light up from across.
Yeah, like Tony was freaking out in the corner, but now he might be a little more interested.
Last time I saw a briefcase with like cassettes like that, I mean, y'all seen Escape from New York? Like, that's some nuclear stuff.
I don't.
No, we didn't see that one.
I don't go to the movies, man.
Tony will pop the Lionel Richie out of the boombox and tell him to hand him one of the cassette tapes.
Is it what's written on the
I'm reading the journal. I'm reading the book.
I tossed Tony a cassette tape.
Okay.
Randomly.
So as Tony catches the cassette tape and looks at it, it's just a random name, and it says patient with a number. So patient 243 and a name, a first and a last name. I think it's like Bradley Jensen.
Is Tony smart enough to realize that we should probably look for Billy?
So
yes. Or are we going to put Bradley in?
So can Jose roll for investigation to see if he can find Billy's?
Yes.
What do I see in the book?
3 6s.
Nice. You can let me know what you want to buy with your other 6s. In the meantime, what Clara finds is that it's almost like a diary, but like a journal of Patrick. And in there, he talks about getting into town a month ago and how he recently, in the past couple of days, he talks about being really excited to meet. In the past couple of days, he talks about like his relationship has been building really well with Helen, and he's excited to like run away with her, and he is happy that they're about to hit pay dirt with this sale of the sale to Brain Tech, and then he says that it's going to be even better tomorrow night because Dr. Durden is doing his broadcast.
Is Helen's Dr. Durden's wife name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I let the group know what it says.
And as you start to look through the tapes even more, Jose, you realize that these are a bunch of patient names, and with the 360s, you sure enough you find Billy Thompson on the cassette. Now, the strange thing that you do notice is a few of the people, without getting really into detail, a few of the people like even for a couple kids at school that you just saw, they were on there, but like you saw them earlier at the mall and they were fine. So it's weird that like Billy's lost it. So maybe what's going on with that, because there are some names that you've seen, people that seem fine, but Billy's also in there.
Can I make it? Can I like figure out if this is something that we should be playing, like something that we should be listening to or not listening to? Like I'm a little reluctant when I see.
So easy.
Want to give me a calculate? I'll have to be calculate.
That's true.
Like something odd about these cassettes.
It's gonna be like Halloween.
I was gonna pick up the magazine that Jose put down and start reading it.
Oh, I just realized what that is. But I think it's Bo's your fan. It's like I was here like that. Is it, you have a fan on? No.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah, it was buzzing. I was like, something's like going back. Okay.
Okay, I got 3 6s on that calculate. So my first question is, is this something that we should be listening to? Like,
for the greater good, I believe, yes.
Okay. My second question is, is any of our names on this in here?
No.
Okay. And then for my third question, and I'm only looking at the cassettes, I guess, is how many are there? Like, does it look like it's like the entire, like, our network?
No, there's probably, man, if the box is about so big, that's probably a good, could be 100, 120 cassettes in there.
And they all have like patient names on them.
All different names. They're different dates. Some of them date back to almost 2 years ago. So they're not all brand new, right? I would say only about 30 of them date from like the past couple months.
Okay. If you say that there's something that we should listen to, I don't know what you guys want to do.
And are they all from the
Put it
town?
in.
That you don't know, because it could be from before Doctor worked here in the town.
Jokingly,
could be.
Bo says maybe you should look for your pastor there, Jose. He may be in there. And he goes back to reading X-Men comic.
I leave it up to Tony, because Tony's the one holding the boombox, and I tell him like, "Hey man, what do you want to do with this?"
He's like,
We
Let's
already
listen to it.
we're gonna die for.
Do we want to know what's going on or what? Do we already have the tape? Put it in.
Somebody toss it to me. Yep, good. Play.
the tape
I thought you, Bradley Jensen.
So you pop the tape in, starts to play. This is Dr. Jensen. We're going to go ahead and start your procedure, Billy. Yeah, whatever. I don't know why my mom here. I know you've gone ahead and your parents have signed waiver saying you're okay to take the procedure. It's just going to be a 10, 20 minute. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing. We're not going to do anything to you. We're just going to let you listen to some soft music. I know that we already had our session where I got to talk you through how what you've been doing in school. We've got you to admit, you really shouldn't be, kind of getting down to the root of why you feel the need to, hurt other people. He goes, yeah, whatever, man. You're not going to get me to change. I just go ahead, do whatever. My mom paid for this, so I'll do it. I'm just going to take a nap. He goes, it's going to be okay, Billy. I understand. He says, so yes, you're just going to listen to the music. I'll be right here. You'll just be able to dream for a moment. This is just going to calm you. Sure. So then it kind of goes quiet. and as it goes quiet, the kind of like the humming, and there's a bit of a sound of a music that begins to play, and then he asked him a couple questions like, Billy, are you there? He's like, yep. Are you feeling okay? Are you tired? He's like, some basic, like, your name. And he's like, yeah. And he responds them all normally. And then 10 minutes later, it's just static. And then, not 10 minutes, maybe like a couple minutes later, it seems like it's over. It seems like, and right before you're about to pop it out, Tony, you hear, is anybody there? Hey. Oh, where am I at? Where am I at? Help! Help! Where am I at? And then the tape runs out.
What was that?
I'm scared.
So you have the information that the doctor is sending out a broadcast tomorrow night from his ranch. Patrick is planning to leave with Helen, but not before he hits pay dirt with Brain Tech. And he just got kidnapped by some big dude in a truck. So, and you guys also have an appointment for 6 o'clock. Or is this that day? Wait, so this is, no, it's all the same day. So if you guys tomorrow, you guys have a 6 o'clock appointment, but then he also said in his video that, so based on time, tomorrow night, the doctor said he says something about the doctor doing his broadcast.
So slightly freaks out and starts grabbing other cassettes and moving to Tony's boombox and starts playing them to see if they're similar to that one.
Yep. And one after another, they all are very similar, from mothers who are having issues with their kids, or issues with parents, mothers and fathers who are having issues in their relationships at home, having these conversations with the doctor that are going really well, then listening to the music, and then kind of going quiet, and then usually some kind of panicked talking at the end, like as though they all are lost in some space. It's like they're in the dark. Of course, they're not communicating with you. You can't respond back. It's really just recorded of them on that tape, on each tape. So it's a very similar thing on every one of those tapes.
And it's the same one on both sides of the tape.
Yep.
Put the suitcase back where we found it and act like nothing happened.
Oh man.
What the hell did we just get?
Yeah, I'm reeling a little bit because I'm like, well, okay, I guess like what I'm thinking is just how we still have that appointment tomorrow, which I don't think we're not a bunch of kids that are gonna show up like stacked on each other wearing a trench coat and acting like adults. Like, that's not happening. I don't know what to do.
Or is it?
Well, if the broadcast is tomorrow night, should we check out the place tonight?
Maybe.
I mean, you said it wasn't far from here. We can get there pretty quick. Shortcut through the woods.
Yeah, you guys go there tonight.
And Jose goes over and he like takes Billy's cassette and he puts it back in the case and he puts it in his backpack.
I saw guns out in the boonies, middle of the night. We're going towards them?
Tony, like,
Hey,
Tony.
Hey, Tony, remember how you say I gotta get to a big city, right? Well, if we go to a big city, I'm gonna have to trust you because I don't know what the hell I'll be doing. We're out here in the sticks. Trust me, I got your back.
It took you 6 months to convince me just to come to this one building. But okay, you better have my back, Bo.
I know these woods like the back of my hand. All right, trust me. I could fall asleep, wake up, and still know where the hell I'm at, how far away I am, and where's the nearest watering hole. Okay?
And he did.
Dude, I told you not to, that was I told you that. It's a secret, man.
I'm gonna
We're going at night? Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna take Bo's lead and go with him.
All right, so in this hunting cabin, there are at least 2 flashlights and potentially 2 old-ass lanterns.
Jason, you want to try to help me out real quick before we go out?
This is a family hunting cabin. We just gotta make sure they work.
So if this was a montage, I'd like you all to describe how you're prepping to like go out in the middle of the night and head over to the farm. And maybe like with like, since this is like, I know it's also Tony's song too, but since it's also Clara's song, how would Clara maybe like be the final like impact? How would you add her like cherry on top of the scene? So I'll have you go last, but like I'll turn it over to you guys.
Want to go first? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, go for it.
Bo is easily gonna go into like, oh, it's hunting season time. Gonna go to the top drawer in the giant shift row there that his dad normally locks, but it hasn't been there in years. So he opens it up, pulls out the front top drawer, which is a bunch of hunting and sorcery, not sorcery, but equipment and stuff like face paint, stuff like that. So he's gonna put face paint on like he's going to war.
Okay, Rambo, he's about to.
Yeah, he's full on like. All right. Drawer below that is spare batteries and matches. He's going to take the spare batteries and quickly run everywhere to find all the illuminating items in this cabin and put them on the table one at a time.
Nice. He's like laying down all these stuff. So as he's doing that,
He's
getting all prepped out.
Thinking like, I'm going to war. This is how it's going.
How's Tony responded to this? DeBo out in the
Tony-
woods pulling out
Tony
guns and
is
stuff.
I ain't pulling no guns out.
Oh no, you didn't pull guns out.
This guy pull out bows and arrows. Yeah, Tony's freaking out in the corner. He's gonna tie his shoes a little bit tighter, check the pressure on his bike just in case he needs to ride away. This is not what his parents told him to. This is exactly what his parents told him to watch out for before they sent him out here.
Chase, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I'm kind of hovering over Bo as Bo's getting all ready, and I'm just like, you got any guns in here, Bo?
No, we take them from our house and bring them down here. We're not just gonna
But
leave
you don't
guns
leave
out
them?
here in the cabin.
I don't know. You said it was
I
a
mean, got-
cabin. You don't get any
Actually,
bows?
you
Or,
know
I
what?
mean, guns?
I got something for you there. Hold it right there, Chase. Bo's gonna go to the shift row again. Go to the bottom drawer that's normally locked. Take his crowbar and pop it. And there's gonna be a Bowie knife there.
Nice.
Hey, Chase, this is a little bit bigger than that little pig stick or toothpick you got in your pants there. So,
Knife is
Don't
like
cut
big
yourself.
as this kid. Yeah.
He hands me the knife, and does it have a sheath with it that I
no.
can put on my belt? Okay.
No, this
And then
is-
I'm going to be more careful with this one. But I'm holding that up, and then I pull out my switchblade that I've never opened, and I flick it, and it's one of those combs. Not even a knife at all. And I just toss it away, and I'm ready to go.
Amazing.
I've been trying to get him to pull that switchblade out this entire time.
Amazing.
I was like, maybe I was like, that's why I was like, oh, maybe I put a box with it. That's great.
No, that worked. That was perfect. It was so good.
Bo got played like an old Atari.
So good.
Now I have a Bowie knife.
Jose Hogarth.
So Jose winds up taking the same stuff that Bo has put on, except instead of putting it like, like it's really cool looking, like typical 80s punk, like he just puts it like, so it's like he has mascara running and he just like
Dark
smudges
eyes.
it.
Yes.
And then he's like,
Bro.
you see him like unzipping his backpack, and inside for Tony, he reaches in and he's just like in perfectly wrapped like plastic. He tosses him a jacket and he's just like, open it now. And as Tony's opening it, it's Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like it's the replica, like not full on, just like a bootleg.
Nice.
But he's just
I
like,
went from bright orange to bright red. This should help me out. Tony's excited. He's ready to go. Tony pulls one glove out of his bag and he's ready to go.
So awesome.
Nice. Hogarth would maybe there's a part of the hideout where he has like a workstation,
Mhm.
and he pulls out of the workstation this Atari controller,
and it's got a rig on it. Off the back of the Atari controller, there's like a little, it's like a bunch of like wires, like a flat thing of wires that has a connector that can connect to something, but it's just an Atari controller. And there's a piece of tape on top of the Atari controller, and there's a handwriting on the tape. It says champion.
Nice. And so as he does that, and then last but not least, little Clara, what do we see her doing to prep?
I think she probably would be looking around sort of in disbelief at all of these people that apparently think we're going into some sort of like massive battle. Like, we're just going to an office building to check it out, people. So I think she would just sort of be like sitting there like, come on guys, let's go. What the hell are you guys doing? Just sort of
Who
with
did not see the guy with the gun?
with just this disbelief of what is with these people.
And so we kind of push in on her face of that look of disbelief, and we pull out of her face, and she's on her. I don't know if you guys took your bikes, but you're 5 miles away. You're on your bike. You're standing out there in the middle of the night. And as we kind of pull off of her face, all the boys are flanked around her, looking like they're ready to go to war, even though she's just like...
And I'm just like sitting here...
confused. And
on my bike with my basket and my little bell.
There in front of them is a house. There is a light on, a 2-story house. There is a light on in the upper window, and there is that van from earlier is parked outside. Well, we will pick back up. And so with the truck sitting outside in the night sky, the heat's kind of burned off. It's a little bit cooler now. Every now and then you hear like a coyote out in the distance. There's a slight bit of a breeze. And then just kind of this looming empty, dark house, and that black van parked in the front, maybe 40 feet away from the front, but kind of off to the side. You all are approaching, I imagine, from like kind of a 3/4 angle, like the house in front of you is slightly off, so you're kind of coming in from the side of it. And there's a bunch of cactuses, and then there's actually some weird bushes, weirdly shaped like animals, kind of like shrubbery that's been kind of carved there with scissor hands, kind of weird, just a few of them out in the front there. And then just to kind of know, like, how do you guys plan to approach the situation? I mean, it sounds like you guys are, like, you prepared for, war. So what is the plan now when we pick up on these kids once they get there? Are they sneaking into the house? Are they going through the front door? Are they looking for the back? What are they doing?
Before we make any major movement, I just kind of want to pause everybody. Yeah. And I just look them all in the eyes. We're probably going to do something really illegal right now. So if we get arrested, don't tell the cops anyone, because you remember snitches get stitches. But I wouldn't do this with anybody else, and I would like to make a leadership role.
Yes, you can make a leadership
with that.
Good choice.
Tony's just picking up palm-sized rocks and putting them in his bag.
3 successes gives me a 6-die pool to use as we need them.
Can you get rid of my condition?
If I were to spend time with you, like one-on-one, I could. But for this, I can, like, if I tell someone what to do, I can give them an extra die for a roll.
No, yeah, that'll work too. Yeah.
So
You also could have healed your condition at the hideout. And I figured, like, when you're at the hideout, it's like you're like,
Can you can heal your conditions at the hideout?
You can heal your condition at the hideout as long as you play a scene with another kid.
Okay, then yeah, you're good then, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. So
which way do you guys want to go?
Yeah, from Chase, who's kind of
super pumped. Bo at the beginning of this gets to this house and completely like 180s it and goes, "What are we doing here now? Like, what's the plan?" I'm slightly kind of freaking out. It was fun back then, but right now, I don't know, man. This is I've never done anything like this.
Break a window and.
I know Billy's a dick, but like, we can't leave him like that. We got to find out what's going on here. So
let's just start by checking out the outside here. And then we can decide what we're going to do then.
Like maybe we can see something from the windows.
Yeah. Maybe we try to sneak and look into the window.
Sneak up to the window as a group.
Yeah.
As we're playing like Africa slowly.
Yeah. as you guys are sneaking up to that window. Well, on the first level, the lights are kind of out on that first floor. There's the front door, which appears from where your distance seems to be closed. As you get a little bit closer, there's 2 windows on either side, and then there's a second story, 2 windows directly above. And there's kind of a bit of a lattice and like a space up there that you could climb to. On the first floor, you don't see anything. There is a window right above you that is lit, but it would require like kind of climbing up there so you don't see anything from where you're looking on the first floor. It would take a little bit more.
Want to give Tony a boost?
No, I was gonna ask like which of us are like the light. We know it's not Bo.
Tony's pretty lithe, and he has an 8 to move if we need to climb.
Yeah, so I boost Tony up. I put my knee up and I boost him up to check it out.
All right, and so you boost Tony up, and why don't you give me a force check? Oh God. Garth,
I'm boosting Tony up, so I'll do a force check to help him.
Yep.
It's not much though.
I don't actually need it. I can probably climb it on my own if it's too much.
All right, give me your force then, Tony.
If it was force, then that would have that's
because I'm gonna treat it like it's like more like strength, right?
That's 2 successes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, move is literally the ability to climb. But,
move. Okay, gotcha. Next time I'll use.
I rolled it. Yeah, I rolled it, and it was 2 successes.
Got it. So you are.
But one of the move things with the second success is no one notices me. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. So you rolled your force, but you what move? All right.
With force, it's like push somebody. I don't know, pin my opponent, impress.
Well, the thing is your force stronger? Did you have more dice?
My move is stronger. My force is only 6 dice.
Okay.
My move is 8 die.
Then we'll swap them out. Then we'll just let you have the. So.
You want me to roll again?
No. So describe how you climb up. So it's not just a boost up, but you got to climb up to the second story. So you get up there and you kind of move in, and you hear some commotion. And as you look through the curtains are drawn, but they're a bit sheer, and there's a crack between them. And in the room, it looks like what appears to be the doctor, older gentleman, glasses. Hair kind of a bit frazzled from the situation, sitting with his hands like this. He's like, I can't believe you. And they're sitting the opposite of you, basically on the other side of the wall. So if you're peering in, you see them on the opposite side of the wall, sitting on a couch inside of a room with some weird contraptions and wires running all around to all these like big computers. His wife or a woman is sitting next to him crying. They both seem a bit distraught. And then there's a man to your back standing with a gun. It is not the big guy who had the gun, but the other guy with the blue eyes who looked a bit more unassuming, who has the gun. The guy who put him in the truck and drove him there is nowhere to be found at this moment. What do you do next? I told you, turn it. He says, hurry up, doctor, turn it on. And so the doctor's like, fine, just calm down, Patrick, calm down. It's going to be okay. He's like, you're forcing my hand, man. I don't want to hurt you. Just turn it on. He's like, I can't. Why are you doing this? He's like, we're just trying to help people. He goes, yeah, you're going to help me make a shit ton of money. And so the doctor starts turning on it. And he kind of keeps looking over his wife. She goes, I'm so sorry, Thomas. I'm so sorry. And then the lights begin to kind of lead up, and the machine kind of goes, woo. And Tony, you look up, and there's like a large antenna on the top of the house. Looks like a radio antenna, and it kind of starts to change and reposition itself, and it starts to kind of crackle with a bit of blue energy. What do you do?
Guys, do I come back down to you and explain, or do I try to make a move?
What are you doing? I mean,
that's up to you. Like, this is your moment.
What would you do?
Tony would come back to you guys. Tony's not a hero.
Okay.
Tony would slide down and say what he saw.
Tony, give me a move check.
Move check to slide down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now,
That's
Tony.
stand by me.
It's 2 6s again.
Okay, so Tony gets all the way down and is successful climbing down and getting down. He's like, and so you tell them what's happening?
Tell them exactly what happened. Dude with the gun, doctor, and probably his wife are at gunpoint, and someone turned on that big machine. What do we do?
Is the big machine, like, is the base of it anywhere that I can see, or is it coming out of the house?
It's coming out of the top of the house, and then suddenly it starts crackling and whipping out, like, looks like lightning to the sky. Very briefly, like,
What the?
So it flashes a couple times. You guys see it, and it's like glowing, and it's like activating. It's getting a little bit stronger.
Is there a way into the house? Can we get into the house from the bottom floor?
Sure. So if you're trying to from the bottom floor, you want to go through the front door. You want to look for a back door. You want to try to break a window.
I have an
we should cut the
idea.
Yeah, this is where ideas. This is all about ideas. So, Bo, what do you want to do?
That's your idea, Bo.
Hogarth, you help me with that truck over there?
I look at the truck. Yeah, I can help you.
All right, let's try and get in, hotwire that son of a bitch.
So Bo jumps in the truck with Garth. Camera pans away as the doors happen to be open. Clara, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the door, listening at the door, and seeing if I can hear anything. And if I don't hear anything, I'm going to try to turn the knob.
Okay. Let's do calculate from Bo, give me a comprehend as you're getting in the truck.
Where's that one at? Okay.
And if you fail, then we can turn it over to Garth, who can
6.
Okay. So as you hop
How am I
in,
good at comprehend? I only have one die.
I know. So what happens is you hop in, and Garth is like, I mean, I don't know if you're about to hotwire it, or Garth is probably thinking about maybe like doing his own little techie thing to help you, right? But you like sit there and you're like, you're about to bust get a component open, and you're like, and you hit the flap, the visor, keys drop right down into your hand.
You know, I read this in these comics that Castro gives me stuff. I just don't believe it, but I had to try it at least once.
I high five him.
All right.
So I just want to know what you're about to try to do, and then because I wanted this to be like everybody, so I'm gonna kind of keep asking other people like what they're doing in the moment.
I'm gonna ask Hogarth to get Tony to give me Thriller's tape.
Okay.
Well, I bought you that copy. I already have my own
shit!
copy.
I didn't know. Okay. I did not know you bought me that copy. All right. He's gonna
overalls
pull.
pocket.
Yeah, he's gonna pull out of the overalls pocket and go, let's have some fun. Pop it in and turn the truck on. And
truck rips to life. And then where does he start taking?
He's cranking the music.
Okay, so just
Windows down, just rolling them both, like reaching over. This one.
So as Thriller starts cranking out, give me a investigation check. So you guys have 3 successes now. Clara, you listen and you don't hear anything at the door. What do you do?
Well, I was going to attempt to turn the knob quietly to see if it would open.
And as it
when
does,
this giant truck is, trying to be stealthy at going into the house.
So as you open the door, Claire, you crack it, the light in the living room flicks on. You didn't turn it on, and you're kind of looking like that, and you kind of look back as you hear the music, and that guy, Patrick, we'll call him Patrick, is running through the living room with the gun in his hand like he's going towards another room, and then like down a hall, and he stops when he hears the music, and when he looks, he sees you. And he goes,
"Thanks, guys."
You're the one that opened the door.
What do you do?
Hi, I got lost.
Get in here. How do you respond? Get in here and sit down.
I pull the door closed.
All right, give me a move check. Hey, I don't want to shoot you. Get in here.
A move check? Okay.
Yep.
I was doing donuts in this truck.
I did not succeed.
So you are you're gonna receive a scared check as you slam the door, but as you go to run away from the porch, it's not a shotgun. It shouldn't be, but the shot goes off, and so and you get the feeling like he wasn't even necessarily aiming for you. This guy probably has never shot in his life, and if you were inside, Patrick is like, oh, shit, what are you doing? You can't kill a kid, and you stagger off and fall. You face plant right outside the door. Garth, you see your sister laying outside, and she's taking a scared, and you're in the truck. And then Jose, what are you doing right now?
So after he heard that, he dropped down, and then he grabs Chase by the scruff of his shirt, and he's just like, we got to get Clara, and they just rush towards the door.
So Patrick rushes outside, boom, opens the door and grabs Clara and lifts her up. He's like, you're coming inside. And he starts backing, and he sees and he goes, and then he starts shooting at the car, like bang, bang. And for all he knows, he thinks these people are after him, whatever's going on, and he's dragging her back into the house and about to close the door. Even Clara, you can react. You can still do stuff. What do you guys do? Tony, you're over on the side of the house where you just got down. What do you do?
Well, Chase, Stro, and Claire are all fighting that dude, right? Tony's probably backing up, and he's trying to chuck the rocks that he picked up at that antenna on the roof. He probably doesn't have a great arm, but he's doing what he can.
All right, so I saw that Chase and Castro were going to rush this guy. Why don't one of you give me the move check that gets you to close in on him, hopefully? And if you can close in, then one of you can make the force. You guys can help each other. So you both will get one for the help. So if one makes the move and then one makes the force. But it's all going to, the way we'll describe it is, it's both of you, right? It's like, but it's all of you, it's both of you together. So
yeah.
You decide who wants to do what.
How are your, because I'm fast and tough. So whichever one you want to do, I'll do the other.
I guess I'll do the speed.
Okay.
Can I potentially help them by, as I'm driving the truck doing donuts, I'm getting closer and closer to the front of the house, huge ovals, just right there, and then whipping it in right there.
You do, but if you fail because you're getting closer, you would cause them to, even if they succeed, they would succeed, but you cause them to possibly take one of them to take a condition if that truck gets too close. So if you were to do it, you would try to do it before they roll. They might have already rolled. So,
actually, Jose, have you rolled already?
No.
Okay. As before he can roll, I'm just gonna be yelling, "Catch him!" and I'm gonna give him one of the die from the leadership pool.
Nice.
So you get an extra one on your roll.
Cool. And then can I add a luck point from the previous 6 that I had?
Luck allows you to reroll your dice.
Okay, so
if you fail, then you can use a luck. You use 1 point of luck, and you reroll any non-6s.
Cool.
I'm gonna probably, if I see this happening, I hit Bo, and I'm like, "Hey, stop the car," because I see Clara getting pulled out. So I'm gonna hop out of the car.
Okay, so as it's doing, you just leap out. I'm not even gonna make you make a check. You just leap out, and he starts doing the donuts, kicking up a bunch of dust. And Tony, you are throwing rocks. I'm gonna give you a chance to. This is gonna be a difficult one. This is a -1 to your.
Really? It's tricky because it's difficult?
Yeah, it's a little tricky. So let's see if you can.
I don't think it's Michael Jackson anymore.
Hey man, you better have that Oral Hershiser arm on you.
What do you think? I think it's probably force. What do you?
Probably force.
Yeah, force.
This is not me standing up for my friends. Okay. And my boombox can't help it all, so let's figure this out. Roll the 4 and pray. That's 1-6.
1-6, nice. So you throw a rock, and I mean, you got like an arm. Evidently, right now, it lands right, and it bends like the dish plate, the little middle prong that's sticking out of it. It kind of bends that, and it seems to disrupt the energy going out it for a second, and it seems to sputter and stop momentarily. So another success there, maybe slowing down whatever's happening. Do we get the move from Jose?
Right there.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and what I'll do is for your help, I'm not even gonna have you roll, Bo. You're doing the donut, so I'm gonna give, if he succeeded, I'm gonna give Chase a +1 to his
force.
tackle. Yeah, to his force.
So 1-6.
All right. So how do you make sure you close the distance before he can get to the door? What does it look like to us?
So he's running, and as he's running, he like he pops off the chain that he wears. Right, and so he's just like running and he slides, right, because he's wearing them awesome checkered Vans, so you know that they ain't got no grip.
Yes.
So he slides fully, and he was trying to put the chain through the door. Instead, his foot closes it before Patrick can even get there. Just
nice. And so you like latch his foot, and he staggers back. And he's still on his feet, he's still on his feet, but now he sees Chase just come rushing at him. Chase, I don't know if your knife is in I don't know where you got that thing.
It's in my hand.
Oh,
it's
so there's
he's Chucky.
Yeah, I'm straight up like demon child coming at this guy. And I am gonna like try to shove him into the door and try to like shank his gun hand with the Bowie knife.
So
this is the most violent child I've ever heard of.
He is intense. How many sixes did you
that's
get?
why we love him.
I got 1-6.
All right. So you tackle him, and Clara is ripped free, and you're fine, Clara, and you stagger back, and you keep yourself from falling. Both Chase and Patrick get toppled, and they fall down. As you miss the 1-6 gets him down, but you miss cutting his arm, but you actually slap away the gun, which goes sliding away under the couch. He just hits you one, and you see stars for a second. He's like, "Get off me, kid!" And as you down, he goes running away from you down a hall, and you hear him go down some stairs.
The door's wide open, right? So
yeah, the door's wide open, so now everybody can enter the house. The truck is doing donuts outside. So upstairs you can hear, help me and my wife. And then if Tony was up there, he's not up there anymore, so you can't see what's going on in that room. So there's the room upstairs. There's this guy running somewhere downstairs. There's the front door, the front living room or foyer area that's open, and then outside where you guys are at. What do you guys want to do?
I'm just going to turn to Clara, and I'm like, Clara, get the gun.
So I scramble over to the underneath the couch where it slid, and I grab the gun.
No, bad children.
These kids are just nuts. All right.
I'm going to run upstairs to check on the couple that's upstairs. And
I'm going to go with Garth.
Okay, so running upstairs as you bust into the room with Garth, what you guys see is that he tied up Helen and Dr. Dirt in there, and the machine is beeping, and he's got some duct tape over their mouth. What are you guys going to? So you guys are going to try to like free them. So
Tony would probably try to wave down Bo and try to get him to go downstairs with them. You guys went up, right?
Yeah. So no check to you guys are like helping them. You know, it's very simple enough. It's taking a little bit of time. You're able to free them. Tony, you run over to Bo. What do you guys decide to do there?
We're trying to chase Patrick downstairs, right? Unless Bo has an objection.
No, I just haven't done that many donuts ever. So dizzy.
Actually, I do. I'm sorry. I do want I want a move check to try to free them, and then to try to free the couple, and then I want a quick investigation check from Clara to see if she can find the gun.
Can I give Clara?
I know. I said you find. I know. I just said you had the gun, but I want you to actually make a check for it.
So I'm also going to give her a +1 from the leadership because I told her to get the gun.
Because if I'm not right, so far you guys have 5 successes, and then only one person. A couple of you have taken some
I got 3 6s.
Okay, nice. So
She found an extra
found
clip
it.
under there.
I found that gun, turned on the safety, and make sure it was fully loaded and ready to go.
Who's in the room with you? Who's in the room with you, Clara?
John Rambo.
I don't know, because some
It's-
people went downstairs, some people went
Yeah.
upstairs. I might be by myself.
Oh, you
you
stayed
Chase-
right
I
down
don't
in
even
that
know.
room.
We're
I
ready
think-
for
I
war.
think
She's the one
Chase
that has
might
the
be
gun.
with me.
So Chase, you're there with her, right? So when she finds it, she stands up and she turns around like just gun, her fingers on the trigger. She's just waving it all in your face, like.
Stop.
Bo,
I'm
you
sure
run into
I've
the
read
truck.
enough to know that I'm not supposed to point it at anybody.
Tony just stopped. Bo just stopped donating. So what are you and Tony about to do? Bo and Tony about to do?
But
What's up,
we
Tony?
either try to break that Ghostbuster stuff on top of the roof, or we can go and help them in the house. What do you want to do?
I normally fix things, but I'm pretty good at busting them up too. How are we gonna get up there though?
I don't know. I can get Bo up there.
I mean, is there like a is there any like vine things that they grow up that you could kind of just like climb up on?
Yeah,
really?
it's like the same vines and like lattice that Tony just climbed to get to the second floor. He could probably do the same thing. It gets a little bit more dangerous as you go up. You guys can start climbing if you guys wanted to.
You trust yourself climbing? I can climb. We can climb together.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
So
Pretty
we kind
strong.
of
I can hold myself up.
we'll come back to their climb. Back upstairs that you did, Hogarth and Jose get them free. What'd you guys get when you guys, or actually only one of you needs to make a move check.
Make the move check,
Mhm.
Jose. I'm gonna look at the thing that they turned on, the computer that they turned
Yep.
on, and I'm trying to see if there's like some sort of like countdown or something that like is happening.
Give me a calculate.
Oof. That's no successes, but I am going to actually use, I'm going to use my pride.
Okay.
So then I think back to my Pong, my
Mhm.
my Atari thing that says champion on it,
Yeah.
and I kind of like cue myself up, and I'm like, "Come on, man! You're the youngest Pong champion ever. I'm gonna fucking do this."
Nice.
And, I just succeed in calculating whatever's going on.
You're like, come on, for a moment you have that imagery of the Atari thing going back and forth. You're like, I got this, and then sure enough, you're like, okay, I get what's happening. And when as at the same time, Jose is taking off the tape over the doctor's mouth, and he's like, yes, you've got it. Keep going. And he's kind of giving you some instructions to shut it down. And so now he's kind of guiding you through the process. So you need to give me a program check. So you got your calculate. Jose, did you get a successful move?
Yep.
Okay.
And then can he ask the wife if the wife will know anything about like just what it is?
Yeah. And so they're like frantically, but they're trying to tell you, they're like, she's like, and he's like, it's what I created to kind of soothe people after psychiatric help. And she goes, yeah, I didn't know. And she goes, I didn't know that. Okay, I did know, but Patrick installed a duplicator from Brain Tech on the system, and it allows him to copy people's consciousness for an AI project, but it's not supposed to hurt people. It's just kind of it's more for research, so that they have research, research so that they can like work on creating AI programs. That's it.
Lady, you making a robot that's like a human?
No, I don't know what they're doing, but we're getting paid to do it. I'm not getting paid anything. I didn't know she was doing this. And he goes, Helen, we came here to get away from that kind of life. You went right back to it. She says, and so they're kind of start going back their marital problems. Like you hear something about she kind of cheated on him with this Patrick guy. Patrick guy's the guy got her.
Lady, I don't care. Where is the power to your house? Can't we just shut it off?
He goes, Patrick is downstairs. He's about to duplicate on 100 different tapes. He has a big thing built in the basement, and he's running it. If he gets a strong enough surge, he can. Anyone who's hearing the sound wave that's going out right now is going to be transferred to the tape. And
what do I get with the program? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to shut it down. I'm trying to shut the connection down from downstairs to the upstairs.
Okay. So then you're gonna give me. I'm gonna need 3 successful program checks.
Okay, I got 2 successful program checks.
Okay. So nice. And then you got 1 more you need. And then while you're doing that 1 more, and while you're talking, she tells you about the downstairs. Let's cut back to the guys climbing up. You both are going to give me...
Do we both climb and then both try to hit something, or just one climb and one force?
Yeah, why don't you 1 climb and 1 force?
Bo, why don't I climb and you force? I figured that's probably the way to go.
You guys are...
All right, that's no problem there, Tony.
And then as you guys are doing that, we'll cut down. So as you get down to the base... Oh, no, so now... Claire and Chase, what do you guys want to do next?
I think after I had the gun, I would probably have gone upstairs where Garth went.
Okay, so not going after Patrick, leave him down there.
I don't think I would go after Patrick since he was trying to grab me and I was
So you're looking
scared.
for Garth?
So I go upstairs and I find Garth with everybody in that room.
Okay. And so you arrive there in the room, and it's a bunch of panic and a yelling back and forth. You see your brother clacking away on the computers, and things are working. Colors are turning red to blue on the buttons all around him. And then we'll go back to our guys on the roof.
I rolled 2 successes to climb, so that should get me and Bo up.
Okay.
3 for force.
2 for force. So you both described to me how you work together. So this is happening all together while Hogarth. So that's 2 more successes. So literally, so the last check. This could be the last check. The last check will be Garth. But like you guys are also helping him by like kind of disrupting the system. And just what does it look like? And it's a crazy because basically as you get up there, it starts sparking. So like, 1 false step and you fall to your death or you get electrocuted. So, but just you were succeeding. So just tell me what it looks like.
He's probably just like balancing and holding on to his overalls to try to make sure he doesn't overswing and fall off the roof.
Bo's just gonna look at the antenna and go, I know how to take signal out real easy. I start hitting the actual phrase of it.
Bam. And so as you do that, Tony slips for a second. He grabs onto the antenna, and it kind of swings randomly. He goes over the side, holding on, your feet dangling. Are you wearing Adidas? You kind of like
full Adidas Gazelles, 100%.
You swing, but you end up coming back to the other side. We kind of swoop back down through the window. Chase and Clara have just arrived in the room, and Chase.
Clara had gone upstairs, but
not Chase.
Chase is a psychopath.
No.
Chase stalks downstairs with the Bowie knife, huh?
The mindset to explain myself a little bit. Like Chase hasn't had real friends ever really, so these are the people he's gotten close to, and this guy tried to hurt one of his friends, so he has to defend them. And so, he's going to, sneak downstairs with the Bowie knife, trying to stay quiet and hopefully stop this guy.
So I imagine there's a shot of this long Bowie knife dragging along the hall.
Well, quietly.
Very quietly. But, very, very...
And the light just glints off.
Just barely cutting the what do you call it, the wallpaper, right?
Yeah.
And it's kid just with his shoelaces untied going, and there's a little light down in the basement. He's going on. As he's going down, Garth is pecking away at the keys. As you get down there, you see Patrick, and he's like flicking all this stuff, and he realizes he's like, what is happening? And then he slowly turns around, and as he does, he staggers and he hits the little overhead light in the basement. So it's kind of swinging Psycho style. It's kind of like going back and forth, and it's you and him standing. It's like, what are you gonna do, kid? You think you actually got the balls to use that thing on a grown? They're gonna put you. Fuck juvie. You're going away forever if you kill me. And so
said anything about kill. We duel to the pain.
Oh my god! All right, so what?
Mic drop.
Sorry. So how do you plan on finishing him off? What do you want to do? What do you like? Do you react? Do you? What?
I more just want to keep him there.
Yeah.
Like I just want to stop him from doing what he's doing, using the threat of being hurt because he doesn't have the gun anymore.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna ratchet things up here and make this.
Yeah.
This is a force check at -2. And Garth, even though there's one check, so and I'm gonna make and you need to make a check at minus -1 program check. You'll still succeed, but these are like if some bad things come out of.
I'm gonna use my luck to re-roll that one.
I got 1 success.
1 success.
Yeah.
So
I got 1 success.
Nice. And so together, I'll have you kind of describe back and forth. Like, I imagine that, like, because I'll kind of like just play it out with you first of all. So actually, I'll tell you this: that Patrick is like, "Get out of my way, kid!" He kind of grabs a bag and he kind of rushes towards you. And what do you do?
Like a flourish and a swipe, just kind of.
He jumps back and he staggers and he falls over. And he's like, "You're actually willing to? What is wrong with the kids in this goddamn town?" And so you're kind of standing over him, and you look up and you see all the cassettes and all these like literally like wired, like they're like almost like boom boxes, but they're just stacked, and they're all wired to each other, and they're all like running off the same system. And before you can do anything, you stand over him. I don't know if you stop him, but he's not. He's like, "Look, God," and then back upstairs. How do you shut it down, Hogarth?
I'm on the computers and I'm like, I almost got it. And then I hit enter, and I want the copies downstairs to be copies of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Okay.
I want every single cassette down there to be Michael Jackson's Thriller.
So you're gonna you're recording Thriller onto all of the cassettes instead.
And Jose's just like, Hogarth, you better Doogie Howser the shit out of that.
You guys will be selling those things.
Yeah.
And surely, but sure enough, strangely, you're able to get them all to start recording. You don't even necessarily hear it because it's like running through the system, but like I imagine you took the cassette from Jose and slammed it in there and just copied them all over. And in a weird way, everywhere around town, everyone was hearing this strange kind of like signal in their mind. People are kind of walking around, people downtown, like people coming out of the movies, coming out of the billiards joint, and then they don't. It's not like they necessarily hear it, but like people kind of like looking around, like I could really go for it right now. It's just a little Thriller, like people like talking downtown, like and then people just kind of like little ladies like coming out of the grocery store, and she's like,
You just start busting out and dance.
And so. As things kind of wind down there, as you guys have successfully brought so you end up holding Patrick, I take it. What do you want to do with him? Do you?
I imagine as he's like, "What's wrong with the kids in this town?" I say, "Nothing's wrong with us. It's the parents that keep doing crazy stuff." And then I imagine there's a speaker down in the basement where Thriller would then pipe through down there as well, just for.
Yes. And so as it's
terrifying.
And so he is scared of you guys. Do you guys call the police on them, or do you let him go? How do you like? This is you guys kind of wrapping it up and kind of telling me what you guys do next. I'll tell you that Durden. I mean that he is like. What you end up finding out is that he's so distraught, he's so upset, but he's happy his wife is safe. They both are like, we'll figure it out. But basically between their conversations. I doubt they would just have a conversation with kids like that, but you kind of get the feeling that they moved here to get away from her like drug problems, and she had kind of gotten over it, gotten better, and then she met Patrick, and they hired Patrick to be their assistant. And Patrick was scheming to get money and was working with Brain Tech to copy these to make these copies. But you do get the feeling that she did. It's not like there was an evil scheme to copy people's brains onto them. She really just thought they were using the people's voices, like their answers to the questions, their dreams, for the research. So as this happens, do you guys imagine that like I just want to know one thing: if you left them there to deal with it themselves as kids, or if you like waited for the police to show up, kind of deal? No.
I
imagine
waiting
you-
for no cops.
Yeah, because Durden gets on the phone, and so after 5 minutes, you see you see the lights coming up, the sheriff, cars coming up the road. The thriller.
I could see us leaving and then calling the cops from a payphone or something, so that we don't get caught being out when we're not supposed to be.
I
Oh
agree.
God,
would also
be Mr.
wanna-
Thompson again. Be Mr. Thompson. Call the cops.
We wind up calling from the 7-Eleven.
Dad,
Yeah.
do you wanna make the call?
Tony probably took the gun from Clara and tried to wipe it down, trying to wipe the prints off of it.
Well, I would have handed it to my brother and said, "What should I do with this?"
I dial 911
From the payphone or from
Yeah,
the house?
from the payphone. Yeah, so I
So-
dial 911.
Now, another thing to remember is, yes, you call them down anyone. Another thing to remember is that you guys still have this box of cassettes. I don't know if you give it to anybody, if you keep them yourself to try to figure out, because the people on the cassettes seem to still be like, I mean, you don't know unless you guys don't know as of right now, but hopefully all the people on the cassettes went back. You would probably have to check on Billy.
I put the
Yeah, so
cassettes.
put it-
I put the cassette case on top of the payphone, and then I call and I go, "Hello, 911. This is hello.
Yeah, hello, hey, how 911 emergency? How can I help you?
We have an emergency down here. There's some weird things going on down here by wherever we are, wherever the thing is.
Subway.
What's
7-Eleven.
what's new? But we already have somebody on it.
Circle K.
Sheriffs are heading up there right now. We just got a report that from the owners that some kids actually helped out. So that's the sheriff will be on site to question them soon.
Tony's shaking his head at Hogarth and he's trying to wipe down the case too, like around while he's on the phone, trying to wipe the prints off that too.
All right, thank you. Then I click.
And so we kind of like fade away from that night.
Did
And
we leave the gun in the phone case too?
you guys tell me.
Did we leave the gun in the phone booth too?
Leave the what?
No,
Or
it's
do
in
you
the
have the
back.
gun now?
Or did we wipe it down and leave it in the house?
What did you do with the gun, Garth?
Oh, the gun. I don't have the gun. Claire has the gun.
No, I would have given it to you. You're my brother.
Just
I
put
would
it in
have
the bag.
left that gun back.
That gun is.
No one wants the gun.
Wipe
I'll
it
take the
down
gun.
No, Chase.
I don't
no,
think.
bro.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
No,
I don't
no,
think.
no,
Probably
no,
would,
Chase.
we probably
No,
would have
nobody
wiped
gets
it
the gun, Chase.
down and then
Yes.
just
Okay,
left it
so
in the house.
that goes on the list of things Sony is frantically wiping before we run away.
Yeah, we leave the
Would
gun
somebody
somewhere.
really have taken the gun? Would you guys
No.
have really? With the after the
No,
adults
I
were
think
free,
we would have
It's
left it
probably-
in the house.
I imagine that the adults would have taken the guns from.
If anything, Bo would probably, before leaving the house, try and find the Bowie knife to put it back. So
Yeah,
his
you can
dad doesn't
take
find
the
out.
Bowie knife. You have to make a sneak. You have to make a -2 sneak check to take the gun, so that you can.
We're not taking the gun.
We're not taking the gun.
Not taking
We're
the gun.
wiping it
What?
down and we're leaving it
Keep
there.
The fact that you think that we would listen to any adults in this town is hilarious.
We're not taking the gun.
We're not taking the gun. We're wiping the gun down. You never saw us here, and we're leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, awesome. Well, time goes on. This is going to be our final scene for the night. This is you all just sharing in the coming weeks, days, you choose what we kind of pick up on you all doing. And these could be separate little scenes. It could be one scene all together, just what the party's doing together or the group is doing together, or just kind of what they're doing. You might even want to share something about like that we didn't even cover in this game, like something about your troubles in your family. I just like turn it over to you guys and we kind of go around. I do want Castro to go last.
I feel like school would probably be back in session.
Yeah.
And so I would be in detention day one for probably lighting off fireworks in the toilet.
We have a shot of it like going off.
Yeah, getting detention, but I no longer am carrying the switchblade comb, and I've returned the Bowie knife. I no longer feel the need to stab someone because I think I've accomplished that part of my life almost. So I just my ending is just sitting in detention, scratching into the desk with a pen, trying to carve my name in it.
Nice. Just a chase. And then the teacher who's monitoring is not paying attention, of course, completely distant.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we roll.
Camera kind of slowly pans out of the detention hall and fades to whoever we pick up on next.
I think Clara would be happy to be back in school. I think she likes her teachers and likes learning. Not very social, but I think, maybe she has a little bit of camaraderie with Chase now, maybe offers to tutor him a little bit so he doesn't flunk out and get kicked out of his house. But yeah, I think, that's what Clara would be doing at this point.
Nice. Who's next? Kind of continuing across.
So pans back to the same, very much like my intro, and instead of a bluegrass song playing, it would be the entire cassette tape of Michael Jackson's Thriller as Bo is working on a tractor. Every now and then you kind of see Bo kind of do this very unorthodox
He's moonwalking in the middle of it
oh yeah, he's just dragging his feet though.
That's great.
Amazing.
Very cool. So Chase getting tutored by Clara. Bo's kind of got the little pop music bug. We continue on. Who's next? Did I freeze? Did we freeze? Oh, froze for a second.
Good.
All right. Tony or
yeah, Tony's probably sitting back with Bob, asking him what's new, running through the cassette tapes. Maybe probably finds some gold in there digging. Let's see, maybe some Gap Band.
Okay.
Ready to bring some Burn Rubber on Me.
Yep.
Back to Bo. That's gonna be one of his new songs. So
nice. So he's flipping through. He's finding some new cassette. All the little plastics are clacking it as he's pulling them out and picking them up. And his buddy kind of comes over like, you found some. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Him and Bob, and we kind of pull back out of that window and kind of move on.
You see Hogarth, and he's sitting on the living room floor. There's a TV in front of him, and he has his Atari controller out, and he's playing Pong. And while he's playing Pong, sitting next to him is that robot that he's been kind of working on. Mm-hmm. And it's also kind of sitting and playing Pong with him. And then you get this memory. There's this flashback memory of Hogarth a year before. And he's sitting in the same position and he's playing Pong. And next to him is his dad. And his dad is playing Pong with him. And they're going boop, 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 boop. And he beats him, and Hogarth just jumps up for joy, and he's just I finally did it, I finally got you. And his dad's just you did it, champ. And he takes out a sticker and he pulls out the duct tape and labels it onto his Atari controller and writes champ on it. And then you pan back to Hogarth as he's playing with this with this robot that's kind of going back and forth, boop, boop, boop. And then you pan out a little bit, and on the back of as you're pulling out from the back of it, on the corner ear of the robot, it says Brain Tech, and then it just pans out.
Last but not least, that's deep. I like that addition.
And Castro's had another long day. Bo had, pried him out of a locker since the stupid cheerleaders had put him in one of the human length ones, and so he's just kicking back in the clubhouse.
It's no longer the cheerleaders. They're cool with you now. It's the dance club.
Dang, no dance club.
5, 6, 7, 8.
They're like spirit fingers. They're like slapping it.
So in that case, then my shins are all bruised up from their taps. And so he's like, icing down, like he's got this like watery pack of ice that he took from like Bo's house because one of his parents was like, yeah, do it. So he's got ice pack and he's just kicking back like with his jeans rolled up, like you just see shins all purpled, and he's reading like an X-Men comic, and like he's watching Professor X put Cerebro on, and he's like, it's the same kind of like the same story where Professor X is trying to get like one mutant's mind into another, and he's just like, he can't take it, he just shuts it and then like pulls out his sketchbook and starts drawing, and he just starts crying because he, out of all the bad stuff that happened today, like his grandfather had a good day and he actually remembered who he was for a minute, and so he looked at like all of Jose's drawings of what happened during the summer, and he was just like, that's going to be great, like you're going to be a comic artist like you wanted to be, and that was like just like he just kind of like shuts the comic and just kind of breathes and just does the Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, and as he sits back, he thinks, like you say, kind of tears kind of drying up on his face. He thinks a little bit about this object that he took from the house. I don't know where you guys have stored the rest of the cassettes, but you weren't able to really at the time, you didn't feel like it was appropriate to play it or to look at it with the group. And even over the past few days or weeks, whatever it's been, you've almost been scared to put it in and play it. And whether you do or not, I'll leave that up to you. But wherever you hide it, maybe it's under your pillow. Where would you maybe hide this cassette?
It would have been buried in one of like the crates that had like Ninja Turtle comics that Bo just thinks are stupid. So like he pulls it out of there, and he pulls his Walkman from his backpack, and he
and on it says Father. What's the father's name?
It's I think it's Johnson.
Yep. So it says the father's name on the cassette.
And so he carefully slides it into the Walkman, and he shuts it and holds it down because like the gear doesn't work as well, and Hogarth keeps saying he's going to fix it, and he pushes play for the first time.
And as he pushes play, there's a anticipation and an intense moment. It could be a chance for him to hear his father's voice. Hear the father's voice and hear maybe where he's at or where he's gone. We hear the tape running, kind of pushing in on Jose, pushing in on the cassette tape. And right when we're about to hear a voice, we cut to black.
Try